And the reason being not only the fact that we're going to send one of the teams into stage 3, also I think this is a matchup that could potentially be a team, one of the two teams being one of the playoff contenders heading into stage 3. I have high hopes for Foot. I think they're one of the most exciting teams on the circuit right now. G2 has been a little bit under the weather leading up to the major, but...
Forte abraço do Birinha na voz. É isso, rapaziada. Vamos assistir esse joguinho aqui de CS. Acho que eu vou fazer só isso e depois já vou encerrar a live. Hoje é coisa rápida. E depois já vou encerrar a live. Só pra gente assistir junto um joguinho, né? Ficar aí registrado. Só pra gente assistir junto um joguinho, né? Ficar aí registrado. E meter marcha. Ficar aí registrado. Meter marcha. Meter marcha. P2 versus... Tô preenchendo os bagulho aqui pra não ficar sambado. Logo mais começa. Vou fazer uma coisa aqui rápida. E aí a gente vai fazer também a graça que quer. É que no meio do jogo a gente vai botar um dinheiro aí, né, cara? A gente vai provavelmente ver qual odd que tá compensando entrar e vamos fazer um aporte. Já fiz um aportezinho também de R$10 no jogo da Noruega. Vamos fazer um aporte nesse jogo do CS e meter marcha. Aí. Pronto. Não, que merda. Fiz a merda errada. Ai, tinha editado um bagulho nada a ver. Como é que edita a informação da live? Painel de moderação. Cadê? Vamos lá que acho que a gente já tá até atrasado. Vamos ver. Vai começar.
Underestimating our opponents a little bit right now. Like, we're making a lot of inter major for the first time with no expectation or no experience. Sorry.
Playing
a little bit, you know, maybe a little bit too loose, but you know, they got it over the finish line. They won, and I saw everything from Foot yesterday. Great rounds. Some stuff they threw away. They made bad tactics, they made good tactics, so they kind of got the full palette yesterday.
Safe to say they're playing with a certain fire whenever they're taking on the stage. Now, going up against G2, a team where a lot of the names on the paper, so to speak, are high prolific names. You look at some players, you look at Hunter, Heavy Guard, Nerds. We're talking, you know, players that, you know, throughout their careers have had, you know, the label that, oh, maybe they're almost world stars, you know, they're almost up there in the highest category, but we still haven't seen the best of Nerds. We still haven't seen the best of Heavy Guard, I feel. We still haven't seen the best of Sun Payer since he was in ENCE. How close is G2 to finally realizing all that potential that is within them? Or is it just a slightly better version than Team Liquid?
I like how you didn't mention Maltese at all. My boy is getting underappreciated in my opinion, because for a role player, he's one of the best ones out there right now. Obviously, when we're looking at the G2, it's pretty good package what you're having. Obviously, with the anchor-like of Heavy Guard, which is in my opinion one of the best anchors, maybe outside of Vitality. Very little resources that is needed for him to perform really well. Hunter obviously slotting into that agile role quite heavily, but Sampai's for me surprise of day one. He's been incredible, and I cannot wait to see him perform in the best of 3 to see if that was an anomaly or not.
Neither can I. I think it's going to be a super interesting game. Obviously, we have to find out where we're going to play as well. No Inferno, no Nuke. Peter, any expectations in terms of where this veto is heading?
I'm curious if we're going to see Anubis in the lights. Well, we do actually see that one. You know,
Bom ser
unexpected. It's not a map that Foot has been playing that much, but I guess it's a bit of a attempt to punish pick G2. They only sit at 20% win rate, and they have played against some really strong teams on that one, but they're not really making a count. And then G2 picking Overpass is, I would say, also a very confident pick for them, but Foot has been playing Overpass, and they know how to get that one working, and both teams really like to play Ancient, so I mean, there's a great chance that we get to see a third one, specifically because I think Anubis is might going in the way of Foot.
I was just about to say, right, the fact that they shake hands on Ancient, both of the teams are very capable of playing Ancient. Both of the teams were able to pick Ancient up against each other or against any other opposition. But fact of the matter is, Stuko, we have two teams right here who, on paper, I guess, as of recently, is similar in terms of skill level, similar in where they're heading right now. I feel like we have an equal game that also shakes hand on arguably both of the teams' best map on Ancient. So is there any reason to think that this game is not going to be competitive?
It's going to be competitive, and that Ancient will be played, in my opinion. It's very likely that we will see a 3-mapper, which I'm so excited for, because these teams, both of them deserve to be in stage 3. The more we see them play, the better.
All right, so let me just rephrase this question once more, Peter, and you can say whether you agree with me or not. I look at G2 as a team with an enormous amount of potential. A European team with so much skill in heavy guard and Mattis for that matter as well. Nerds, Sun Payers, you know, if Sun Payers is a weak link within your lineup, you have a pretty stacked lineup, to be completely honest. Is it fair to say that G2 haven't gotten enough out of the material they have to work with throughout this season so far?
I think it can spiral in both directions. I think there's haven't a lot in the squad because of Hunter also picking up to be the income leader. I think that takes a long time to, you know, go from never being that to then set yourself in a role where you need to be leading, but also, you know, still want to try and you know, cope with some of the firepower that you know you can bring to the table. And I think the overall in some Pius has also been questionable at times. I think he had a good day yesterday, and I think leading into the tournament is also decent. From his own wording, you know, he's trying his best, but you know, trying your best is not always gonna make the cut in professional Counter-Strike. But I think the only one in this team as of right now that might be, you know, just a little bit in jeopardy if we look a little like ahead, that might be the Opral. That might be someone that could go in and have more impact than some Pius has right now. But overall, like looking at the roster, I think it's a roster that should be doing really good. They should be making, in my books, a potential top 8 finish here at the major, and I'm looking in that regards because I do think that they have an amazing coach in Saw, but as Martin also mentioned, I think Heavy Guard he's the one of the, if not the best anchor outside of Messi right now.
I think that's fair to have those expectations for a team like G2. A lot has been invested into the lineup. You mentioned Saw as well. I think the whole coaching duel between Saw being, you know, arguably the more experienced counterpart to Coolio is interesting as well. Coolio, one of the up and coming coaches.
Beleza. A Twitch é
sempre na then they picked it out for Pro League, where they won against Bait, they won against Passion UA, but they haven't played the map a lot. They played it only once in the last 3 months. So do you think this is something they've been preparing for the major specifically, or is this a straight-up potential punish pick towards G2?
It's definitely a punish pick, I can tell you that much. And the reason why we're not seeing Anubis that much, even at this tournament, is very simple. Like, the map itself is very chaotic. It's very hard to get a good grasp on it. It's heavily T-sided, and you know, the recent changes doesn't help. And I spoke with actually Yekindar at the past tournaments, and I asked him like what he thinks about Anubis, and he's saying like with the amount of travel and the amount of tournaments, there's very little time to actually put a good amount of practice, and Anubis is one of those maps where if you don't run out of the spawn on CT side without a clear plan and maybe even a set round, and I highlight this on the CT side, because on T side obviously you have defaults and set strats, but on CT side you have to have a clear plan. What zone are we taking? Because it's so much more difficult to play this map on CT side, especially if you don't have a good economy. That's why people are avoiding and shying away from this map to more of a comfort picks in whatever we said, Mirage and Dust2s and all those kind of maps that are kind of a little bit easier to play.
No doubt about it. Foot have decided to go for the punish pick of Anubis, which will be the first map in this series between G2 and Foot. We have to find a team that is entering stage 3 at the major, advancing right here, and we have to find that team right here, right now. We're about ready to go live with the game on Anubis between G2 and Foot.
Yeah, the hour grows late, but we gotta wake the hell up because this BO3 sends one of these squads into stage 3 flawlessly. On one side, G2, a household name, full of household names. And on the other foot, one of the most exciting squads of 2026, full of major debutantes.
Yeah, only Launxers have been to a major before. That was back in Rio in 22. There is so much to say about this young team and what they're here to do, and to do it at their debut major flawlessly in this second stage will be quite a statement. I love that this team has the confidence to pick a punish map of Anubis. I feel like they've been keeping it in their back pocket for major time. As the desk established, no one likes to play this map right now. There is no clear #1 Anubis team in the world. And so Foot coming in with a punish is a perfect time to do it. This is a squad that back in the Na'Vi days, the 4-man unit of this team did play a lot of Anubis. They did have a lot of success the first time it was in the map pool. So FUT are here to punish, and G2 better watch out. Do not underestimate this young, plucky squad, the youngest team in the major. And Bates weren't even eliminated earlier. This squad, not even average age of 20. B hit for G2. What have they got?
They are running into a triple stack, and the dual Berettas here on the back of Demon. Lonks is going to open, and then those dualies get to be involved. He's just gone on a tear. Finally gets dealt with by Sampaius, who will chain together a double. Suddenly, G2 might be onto something here. Need to cover this smoke push. They play right through. Plant denied. That's fumbles the shot and go on to close.
One of the most energetic teams in Counter-Strike right now. Sampaius said it in the interview. It's not just going to be a chaotic game. They're going to shout at us. So G2 know what they're walking into right now. Smiles on FUT's faces as they lock in a very important pistol. Punish pick or not, this CT side pistol is going to go a long way. I've seen a lot of teams struggle on this defensive half on this map.
Ele começa a mexer a partir do segundo round, porque se os caras forçar e ganhem,
letting them know. A full eco here for G2, maximizing gun rounds. Question for G2 is, knowing that this is a weak part of their map pool, have they put work into it coming into the major? How much work? Because the thing that I find crazy about Anubis right now is every team is just handshaking it, right? They're leaving it to the second ban. Nobody's punish picking. Nobody's even floating it for the third. You know, whoever is forced to will have to second ban it. Whoever's least confident. But it does feel like there are ways in, even against a team like Vitality, who, sure, I'm not going to doubt them on any map in the pool, even Ancient. But we haven't really seen many squads look to challenge them on this map. That's something that BetBoom did very recently at Atlanta. Look at how well it worked out for them. They stole that map away in an upset. They won the series. And so it is definitely exploitable.
Yeah, it feels like even though it's a very underplayed map, it's one that could be decisive in how the major pans out.
Absolutely. Especially when you consider BO5 final.
Esse é o pão que tinha, né?
Comprado, né? BO3 stage
não, é diferente.
Absolutely.
Mas qualquer coisa a gente faz com esse aqui.
You know, while rather correcting myself, BetBoom.
Nota 1000.
We'll get back to it. There's more Vitality later. They're in stage 3. That's where we're trying to get to. FUT clean on the anti-eco, dealing well with G2's Glocks. And now we've got the gun round here. So Captain Hunter with a lot to do on this very T-sided map.
Não, mas não tem problema. O quê? No, paro.
G2, you want to come out with something strong out of the gate, so what's it going to be? Early on, 3 players out here just to go and hold on to this A control. But aggression from Demon leaves him in harm's way. Teammate here to help him out. They both go down on that push out through Dark.
Nice idea to just scrap at the start of the first gun round. It's not done either. FUT still pushing the boat out. Flash on A main. Jukes won't commit. He didn't see anyone right of him to back up because G2 have 2 players here waiting in the water. So nothing happens here. G2 just sit back in a 5v4. Important fight. Krabeni will get traded, and so G2 are more than fine with that. And here's where FUT know they have to roll the dice. Gamble on this B site. Both players moving in. They know they have a small window to push into this bomb site, but as they do, G2 are going elsewhere. So it's either stand still and save your guns or stay active and give yourself a chance. FUT going for the former will leave them out of position. This is G2 on the board.
I think it's just a nice way to kind of get into your groove on this T side, right? You deal with that early aggression. FUT on a bit of a bonus around there, running a couple of FAMASes still. Try to come through with that early peak. You're able to withstand it. Just feels good for G2. Gifted a set of entries on that water control. It's a curious for FUT how aggressive they plan on being on this CT side.
I think that's a good tone setter for your first gun round, but you know, if you're just making plays off of spawn instantly, you know, G2 are just going to be vigilant and deal with it. So I'd imagine FUT are looking for more mid-round moves in this map than necessarily just insta-water drops and con swings. But they wanted to see if they could get away with it, right? This is a team that love momentum, that love pushing the boat out. They have an advantage. Why would they stop? So a confidence showing here, but let's see if we get something more standard as the bonus is done. 2 players start con side. G2 kept out of A main. And something's happening here, all right.
Yeah, it's one of these crunches again, trying to run it back. Krabeni nails the spray, and with cover from Demon, that's how that double dark push was meant to work out last time for FUT. Krabeni, not a quiet IGL by any margin.
Complicando
really does like to throw himself into the action, and with that transfer, not hard to see why.
Yeah, contender for the best fragging in-game leader in the world right now at this level. There's a couple more names in that pot, and I think this major is all about FUT.
Acho que o negócio aí talvez seja guardável.
Wow,
tentar pescar alguém.
To clear below.
Yoink. I'll be stealing that one.
Yeah, I think everyone will. So G2, they've been in the lab all week. Can they shoot their way out of this? That's a start.
It's the aggression from the Crabman out through middle. Getting him behind G2. Meant to extend their advantage. Ends up walking right into Hunter, who keeps his wits about him. You've seen a very aggressive tendency from FUT to open this up, and so knows to keep his eyes on.
And that's when it gives and it takes, right? They get the entries, but they get shut down in this 4v2. There's 10 seconds, G2. Are you going for this? You've got to bloody run right now. I don't know if there's time. Heavy God's going to just try and stick that bomb in the open. He's got it. Oh, just about.
He's got it, but barely. Smoke there makes you a little nervous. Does Heavy God feel trapped in this? He doesn't know where Demon is. And so maybe thinking that smoke is why he gets the bomb planted. It's a very restricted post plant, barely able to move a muscle. In comes Demon, Heaven's side. Missed the clear on this position first time around, but now drops in, eyes on. Just solely focused on flushing him out of that corner. Good awareness for Demon. And a round stolen straight back by FUT.
Yeah, just a great read from Demon. Smoke kind of gives it away, doesn't it? Heavy God stuck. Maybe calmed that he was low as well. FUT, they cause a lot of chaos in this round. That's still a 2v4 that G2 make very, very close, though. Give themselves their best chance. But my God, FUT are bringing the energy this evening.
I mean, I think in a match that's running late like this one, that's very important, right? Try and keep the energy high from the word go.
Look at them go. They're going again. Rush down middle. Full send for the pistols. They clear that corner. Heavy God didn't fire off. Hope they wouldn't check him out, but double dip for Jukes, and he's got it. 5v4, and they just amass the site.
Yeah, I mean, they're not just an exciting team because they've shown they've been able to hang with some top names. It's also the brand of CS on display. It's very aggressive.
This is a very tricky round, though.
They've lost their side players, rotate through spawn. Here's all of this. Important pickup for Cemetery.
Ixi, caramba. E aí, foi minha net ou...
Still, you're having a scrap.
Ah, ainda vou ter que ver, não. Pô, esses anúncios de jogo de boca, rapaz. Fortnite no corre, que porra é essa, velho?
But we'll have to walk away on that one. G2, strong reaction in this round, but obviously a lot of the attention of this game is already just on the CT side because Foot are making all the moves. Coolio, coach, and also a coach who beat Vitality on a map back in Fort Worth. They took dust too off of the world #1 without logs in the server and with captain, or coach Coolio rather. Was shocking to say the least, but it was also part of their Port America run, back-to-back events where we saw this team get grouped. And so people maybe had lower expectations for Foot coming into the major, but they've so far dispelled that. They look to do so again today in this 2-0 game. This is what they've been waiting for.
Well, we finally see an end to the super aggressive early rounds for Foot. I don't think we're going to say goodbye to that aggression entirely. Just going to come a little bit later in the round.
G2 are basically forced to play slow on this T side because they have to start every round with watch out. You know, they could be running at you through mid, through B, into water. So G2 can't really call much off the rim. They have to react. Some nade gets exchanged. Foot, worse end of it. And G2 even get con control as well, despite being smoked. Trading util in middle. Hunter's in a great position. But can he really call his troops when he's this deep, this alone? Where will the G2 pieces go?
Oh, mini exec leveled against this B side, but it's just a one-man lurk of Heavy God, and he dies straight away. It's a quad stack over towards B, though, and Sejugs really is to keep his wits about him. Only has a 5-7 to fall back on. Smoke is blocking main, but G2 are coming through it. And now Hunter looks to try and control these rotates, hangs around out in the open, missed shot from Pius. Hemorrhaging players, and time really starting to work against G2. Gonna scramble for that bomb plant. The Foot want to try and go early. With that bomb getting planted, they'll commit to the gunfights. They come through swinging, claps down upon G2 as they get that bomb planted.
All right, reductive analysis, but G2 missed their shots. They call a great round. Hunter puts them in a strong position. Sure, that entry out B doesn't come through. They dry peek the orb. That's really awkward. That makes the round very hard. But look at the mini-map at that point in the round. There are 4 Foot players on that B bomb site, and the 5-7 is alone with just a Molotov and a fading smoke. That still feels like a possible round for G2, but Hunter whiff into Temple, some Pius missed orb shot, and then G2 are just caught in the open, getting run at off the bomb plant. Sometimes you just got to hit your shots.
Cara, quando é que tá as horas?
Really is the man who never knows when to quit, huh? Here's them running past in the smoke. And it's the last thing they expect. He's got a double kill on a platter here. Nades pulled.
No way.
Holds the trigger just for a moment. That will cost him.
A bit much, but I like that he's got the confidence for it. However, it's let G2 in with a chance.
Yeah, given Mattis and AK as well. Oof. Nades at least rattle him down low. Same for Nerds. This dark component of the B split. Now super wounded. Can't really play. The entries are going to have to come from elsewhere. So you're looking at Heavy God. He's going to have to muster something up here.
This is a very hard round to win now for G2 with low health. Going to trade some guns over and set some nades on this B bomb side, but Lawrence is looking vigilant over this position right now. Wonder if he spotted the cross from Heavy God. Waiting to back up his teammate here in Connor. As they clear out the water position, they can full focus on this B bomb site. Exec coming in. Foot are ready.
Even now in the 4-on-4, just remaining active of Foot. And it's given them the gift of information. They know that much better where this hit is coming from. Team Flash a little bit awkward, but Lox isn't punished at least. Won't be able to get gun on in time.
Pelo menos.
One entry, all he is able to provide, and now Sampaio getting sandwiched on a smoke walk.
Os caras gritando deve ser chato pra caramba, velho.
It's costly for Foot, but they get the round. That's what matters.
Yeah, walking through the smoke, and you're seeing the danger of this early conditioning here from Foot. It's making G2 have to play really, really slow. These last couple of rounds have come down to 10 seconds on the bomb plant or the fake, and so G2 are just feeling the burn from the time right now.
Botado aí no G2. Eu tô acreditando, velho, no retake.
That's on account of the early aggression. And so great grenades in this round.
Vamos deixar Zod vir mais.
Connector forces G2 back to B main. And even though it's only longs for a moment, does a good job of delaying, taking one with him. Seeing a very impressive CT side, Foot looking comfortable. G2 anything but. And saw with his first time out here.
Os caras vai tudo de tech ali. Tech 9. Cara, essa Tech 9 mesmo é uma apelãozinha, né, cara? Porra. Tá vendo? Porra, é boa mesmo.
Always been interesting to me, you know, one of the credits they were getting early on was just about how hard they hit, right? And at the top level of CS,
acho que o rate of fire dela é bem rápido, é quase uma submetralhadora se tiver rapidinho no mouse. Vai tirar rápido pra caramba, faz dano, a bala vai bem precisa, você caminhando.
I think it just goes to show how the aggressive style mixed with some very mechanically talented players is a threatening package for any squad. They demand a lot from you. G2 feeling a bit out of it right now. Money broken again, and all that early conditioning that you talk about, forcing some very slow rounds through. That's a good chunk of concern here on Foot's map pick.
Money falls a little bit short here in the middle. Or is it all by design as they want to run through it with pistols? Maybe trying to catch Foot off guard, but it's a passive orb. And so mid, have it. We don't want it, say Foot. Up against the pistols, they let them cross. That could have been a kill.
Is lucky, right? That smoke falls, sorry, that nade falls a little too short.
Oh, changed nothing in the grand scheme. They're pushing in together. Gravity has teammates in his bomb site as well, so I like the Foot that they don't overplay this. They know it's pistols in middle. Pressure is on G2, and wow, that's awkward timing on that flash. Ruins heavy god. Jukes follows up, and it's a matter of time, at least dropping the orb for some damage, but Foot are coming in with this kill, no matter how you slice it. 6-2, and just indomitable on this CT side.
Sei não, hein, G2. Eu não sei se vale botar 10 neles, não.
It's just staggering how often Krebeni finds himself up top of the board.
Yeah. Look at this.
Tá tudo dando errado pra eles também.
Team Flash gets him. And Jukes just turned away because he heard the pin pull as well. So, oh, what could have been? Great replay.
Só ele tem que estar pagando 5 pra botar 10, porque...
Cemetery's not missed a beat on this orb either. You know, he's definitely been a player critiqued at times for not hitting the easy ones. This CT side has just been a safe pair of hands.
Eu fui nessa história aí de querer pegar uma odd boa, viu as odds da Spirit pra MBR. MBR pagando 4 para 5 vezes quase. Em cima da Spirit, moral da história. A Spirit meteu 13-1.
All right, Jukes misses that first spray. And that's going to bring G2 in towards this.
Fez jus às odds dela. Você é louco, atropelou.
Guns now picked up. He's not long for this world. This was full pistols for G2 after their force didn't pan out in the previous. Is this really where they break through? Demon didn't want it to happen, and he'll close it out. Formidable on that rotation. They
Agora tem que ser a recuperação. Mas não tá compensando não, velho. Tá compensando mais botar os 10 aqui.
Love that. No respect from Foot, just keeping the finger on the pulse, chasing down G2, not letting them make the most of that situation.
Vamos ver esse próximo round, como é que vai desenvolver, porque é um round decisivo, né? Que é um round comprado que eles vão ter obrigação agora de ganhar. Porque se não ganhar, esquece.
G2, it has to hit, or this map is starting to feel like a wash. Something more standard now for Foot. No plays getting made. Cemetery supporting in middle with the AWP.
Se morrer TR, eu boto tudo no...
You'll notice Foot's proclivity to play double in con. Haven't really been putting too much attention on B main. But Longs backs up into plat, and so as G2 get to con, Demon's here to block. Oh, if that nade went in, that would have been massive.
Entraram, mas tá todo mundo lá no B.
Two players hiding out at the back of the site here. An impromptu boost lobbed in for Demon peeking over the top. Doesn't have an angle yet.
Que merda, hein? Perderam tank.
Off the top and things get chaotic. How much time do they want to lend to Krebeni on this main flank? Mattis and Heavy God hitting that hard. Everyone else dies.
Os caras me desconectou e é foda. Vai tomar no cu.
This whole team dealt with. There is no winning this for the captain of Foot.
I mean, if he went, bro, no one's looking. No one has even looked over their shoulder in this round here for G2. There was an opportunity there for Krebeni, but beautiful headshots. Adam Mattis and Heavy God here to save the round for G2. Those smokes for Foot in their face do just buy time for G2. Foot really needed a kill just to stem the bleeding and give them some more room in that bomb site, but no one can rotate out. No one can get off the plat. There's just too many bodies in the site for G2, and everybody connects their shots. Nice round out of them. Do you feel like if Demon got that nade in comp, could have really given them a shot to find some low G2 players, but it's not the end of the world for Foot.
Agora ficou mais equilibrado. Lógico que o Foot tá com bastante dinheiro.
G2 with a chance to find 5 here at the half. This round could break the money of Foot.
Agora essa aí se perdeu e quebra o dinheiro mesmo.
And this one's looking to be something a bit faster and a bit more direct for G2. They finally look to have a say in how these rounds are playing out. It's aggression from Krebeni that opens things up. And if you do want to go B, you've got to go now. They play right through that defensive smoke. Focused on Dark, Demon, and Krebeni move in for the shutdown. And that's the problem. It's very, very fine margins on hitting these gaps, hitting these timings. Foot are a team that moves swiftly and decisively, and so you've got to be even quicker if you want to beat them to the punch.
I love the water control in this game, right? It's nothing out of spawn. They're not just running out the window. They're doing it together, using deep A-main aggression, throwing mollies, throwing flashes. Krebeni finds his timing, and I thought Nerds getting burned there would help G2, right? Just making a bit of audio cue, giving away that a G2 player was in water, maybe taking eyes off that B bomb site. It was a big gap, like you said, as G2 went in for a faster round, but then Krebeni just breaks the timing, clears water entirely, and at that point you're all saying watch B, because there's no way an A-hit can come in right now. Foot have multiple players in the connector again.
P9 apelona, né, cara?
So smoothly on the CT side. We've not seen players, panic through mid or have to run back and forth between A and B. They're using water as their point of rotation.
And it's just speeding everything up, man. It's kind of lubricating this CT side. And it must feel infuriating, like 1 second of hesitation is met with immediate punishment. Little mini boost down here for Demon. Get his angle. Mattis spams him through.
Longs was too far forward. If he was further back, Demon could have jumped and he would have seen that close player. Hit his head on the roof and gets his legs taken out. So it's got a little long here, pear-shaped in the final round of the half. When has that ever stopped Krebeni?
Oh, no way you're ready for this. Oh, he's got the sword, doesn't matter. Heavy God is keen with the deagle. And so 5v2, G2 are telling themselves, we just can't mess this up. Right?
Impossível perder.
Looking for 4 rounds on the T side of Anubis.
Só ficar de olho no tempo e abrindo o...
And they're going into the lone cemetery orb.
Errou,
shot sails
já era.
past, and now they make it past that AWP. It's going to be hard for him to find a way back into this now. Util starts to force him back. Demon's nearby, out here towards camera, but a smoke in his way. And the odds heavily against them here. Nade's picked up. It's a bit of an airstrike on Mattis still. Demon has no road left to run. G2 will scrape by with 4 rounds on this T half. There's no ignoring that Foot are hitting hard as Krebeni helms the ship.
Vamos ver enquanto isso, rapaziada, uma coisa aqui rápida.
Misericórdia, cara.
Mais tarde a galera vai ter
Tem uma história, ó, você que tá ligado no jogo, mais tarde se liga na programação da Casé TV.
Nossa, mas que filmagem é essa, gente?
Parar o trânsito, cara. Vem aí a Noruega pra tentar o gol de empate, mas não valeu nada disso aí. Já tá parando o juizão lá antes da jogada, a chegada do Sorlot. Ele parou o jogo e marcou uma falta.
Ele deu falta? Ele tá parecendo menor do que é o árbitro, né? Perto do Sorlot.
Exatamente.
Cabelinho na régua. Olha aqui, ó. Pergunta na tela pra você. Qual é o ranking das duas seleções?
Rapaz, eu vou ter que pesquisar.
Vou te dar meia resposta, Casé.
É falta? Não foi falta, não foi nada.
Gente, isso não é nada.
Não foi nada.
E assim, e não dá nem pra voltar, porque o árbitro, enfim, traz aí a posição, Nardim, porque eu fiquei agora sem graça.
É que nem o pênalti da Argentina ontem.
Obrigado. Não, obrigado, não precisa não. Obrigado. Obrigado.
Sobre seleções muito importantes, como Burundi e Mauritânia, por goleada. Aí o time subiu uma posição no ranking da FIFA.
Nossa, mas que filmagem é essa, gente? Pelo amor de Deus.
O ranking da FIFA é só você não perder, né?
Brahim Dias, categoria para deixar de calcanhar. Vem a batida no canto direito, ela vai embora. Assustando o goleiro, Erzazuli pegando de fora. Mais uma chegada da seleção do Marrocos, Amandinha. Que time bem montado.
E uma construção muito interessante, que começa na direita, a Noruega sobe a pressão no campo de ataque, mas não consegue roubar a bola. E Marrocos inverte o ponto da jogada, tendo um campo mais livre para trabalhar. E a curiosidade é o Brahim se aproximando do Erzazuli. O Onari veio para a direita com o Brahim perto do Erzazuli. Duas referências técnicas muito próximas, saiu um lance plástico.
Erzazuli, que foi quem deu assistência e foi o motorzinho do contra-ataque do gol do Marrocos até aqui, e consegue fazer mais uma boa jogada. É um bom jogador do Betis. Ele foi revelado não, ele joga com chave no Barcelona depois de ter uma boa passagem pelo Hércules também do futebol espanhol, e tá voando do Betis do Pellegrino.
Ô Casé, a Argentina sentiu firmeza na Argentina ontem, não?
Olha, eu vou te ser sincero, cara. A Argentina não tem a pretensão de passar firmeza para ninguém. Depois que eles ganharam a Copa de 22, toda a trajetória deles, todos os amistosos que eles fizeram, beleza, fizeram uma eliminatória onde eles foram líderes. Mas virou até polêmica, né, na Argentina, essa questão dos amistosos muito fracos. A Argentina não se preocupou em dar recado para ninguém. Eu sou atual campeão do mundo, eu vou chegar em 2026 sem peso nenhum nas costas. E vamos ver o que vai dar.
não me passou confiança, mas eu acho que eles não tinham essa pretensão também.
É aquele protocolo Mike Tyson, né? Só batia em bêbado quando era o melhor do mundo. E aí a galera achava, mais uma vitória na conta do Mike Tyson.
No fim das contas é o seguinte, você só precisa ganhar uma vez. Essa geração já ganhou. Então assim, já sai um peso gigantesco das costas. E aí o que esperar dessa geração que tem muita qualidade, que tem Lionel Messi, sem nenhuma responsabilidade? Será que vai render mais? Será que vai render menos? A gente vai ver primeiro no amistoso.
Exatamente.
Depois na Copa.
E você aí em casa, sentiu firmeza na Argentina ou não? Agora a exigência aumenta, hein? Não é mais Honduras, é a Islândia. Amistoso ao vivo na tela da Casa TV nessa terça-feira, 8h30.
Nossa, mas a Noruega tá
e vem de novo Marrocos. Saibari.
Canseira do Marrocos.
Mas aí já estava adiantado. Argentina e Islândia, 8h30 da noite nessa terça-feira. Você acompanha mais um amistoso dos atuais campeões do mundo na tela da Casa TV.
Caramba, velho.
Passamos de 20 minutos, é o primeiro tempo. Você ligado em todo o Brasil, curtindo no aquecimento, no esquenta para a Copa do Mundo.
Quem que tem lá o...
Vem aí a maior Copa da história, na maior cobertura com todos os 104 jogos, só na Casa TV.
Não sei não, os que eu conheço.
Aí a bola longa. A moda antiga da seleção norueguesa. Todos os passes no ataque procuram o Odegaard. Odegaard. A torcida joga junto. Torcida marroquina no campo junto com a seleção. Asnes. Tem 2 ali na marcação. Ele deixa mais atrás. Esse é o Wolf. Ayer. Encaixa a marcação ali o time do Marrocos. Fica só na espera. Passe de lado com o Wolf.
Dificuldade para entrar, hein?
Aí o Berg deixa com o Odegaard mais uma vez. Já passa no apoio por lá o Ryerson. A posse de bola vai ser do Marrocos.
E aí, voltou ou não voltou, mano?
Thin margin, but enough for Foot to take it away. At a T-side now on the very T-sided map. Should be simple. So you want to talk about conserving energy. I mean, part of that is like accepting when you see properly for this, if they're going to run away with this map, we need to win it in 3. It's not necessarily giving up, but it's accepting that save what you've got for later, because your pick is up next.
I mean, it feels like it happens a lot of the time with this map.
I'm even thinking back to Paravision in Krakow right at the start of the year, where James literally said to his troops, look, we haven't prepped for this. Let's just keep our heads in it. Don't tilt for the following maps. Don't tilt for the rest of the series. And so you're trying to prepare yourself for the long task ahead, because Foot hold all the cards right now. They're on the better half. They won the pistol. You're having to cobble together a force buy here out of desperation if you're G2. If you were going to win this, it's going to have to be in a series that goes the distance.
And hasn't Krebeni called a blinder in just these 2 rounds of play? He's avoided the stack on the pistol and against the force. As Foot run in, they're going to realize nobody's home. G2 can make an argument for this round. The longer Foot take to plant that bomb, the closer G2 get. But we are talking about a post plant with guns versus MP9s and no kit.
Absolutely no shame in writing this off if you don't like what you see, but you've got everyone knocking on the door of this retake. You are going to give it a look in before you write this off. Slow to get going, but it all starts on the back of this double flash out CT side. Kills fly in for Foot. There's the response. Caught out in the open is Demon, and Foot end up giving it away.
Oh dear, that's a disaster. Demon, I thought he had that on the money. Puts Mattis on 2 health and 2 seconds of difference on that stick. G2 pick it up. That is a shocking round to see G2 win. They take their time and arrive right in the nick of it. Defuse with no kit on the force buy round. And so while Foot avoided the stack, put themselves in their best possible place, arguably a bit too much fighting in B main, but, you know, they do it together. That's multiple rifles facing side by side. You feel like they're good for that round. kind of thing that's going to be judged by its outcome here. Can you really blame Foot for taking the fights with the game they've had? Well, G2 thank them very much. We've got 5 rifles versus the 1 on Demon.
This is just a bit of posturing out towards mid. Krabeni on a attempt to keep attention misdirected for G2. They've not forced back this double mid setup. G2 still have all the info thanks to Hunter in the window. And he's even going to start to clear this now. This is a Krabeni type of move, right? Aggressive in the mid round, walking it through middle, on for a backstab. And Hunter has calmed down the line. What's happening in this round from that push?
Jumping out through this smoke, but Rifle's waiting to receive. Nuts, triple kill is lovely, and Sampais is quick to rotate. So G2, don't let Foot find any comfort in that bomb site. This game is now closing up, and we'll get closer after a full eco from Foot. G2 giving themselves a chance here in this first map of Anubis. A map that has plagued them this year alone. It's been the same for Foot, though. That's why it's so exciting to see them keenly picking into it this series, because it makes you question whether they've been prepping it for the major specifically. They've only played it once in the last 3 months. But if you go back to the start of the year, they lost it 6 times in a row to open up.
Eita. Tomou de
Perhaps
pistola,
not a map
volta.
that Longs felt too comfortable on. When this team was in Na'Vi Junior, they were really, really good at this map. But then they just kind of stopped playing it. Lineup.
Nossa.
Between the guy at the back.
That's always how it feels. Sampai's calling a shot in this round. He's got that AWP again into a full buy from Foot.
Os caras jogam com o braço lá na frente, o monitor aqui, né? Diferente. Mas acho que deve ser melhor mesmo, porque se os profissionais jogam assim...
I think it's almost the scary thing here, right? In this CT round now for G2, if they do want to keep this comeback rolling in, you've got to be ready for anything. Likely a pacey, grouped round out of Foot, who still have a lead to play with.
Mesmo.
You know that when they do make their move, it's going to come very, very quickly. And so here it is, out through main, flashes to try and send them in. Mattis convincing shutdown here as he dances around behind the bomb site. He's more than done his part in this round. Cover from the spawn side. Heavy God lights him up. We're down to a 1-round game as G2 put up a stellar defense in this second half.
That is a nasty multi-kill on the B bomb site. Absolutely shut down a Foot. They don't get through the door right there. So G2 making a compelling case in this CT side. And already making little plays as well. That inter-smoke Heavy God through was not for stairs. It was down in water
tá com quase o
to let
cotovelo
Nerds push up behind and get underneath the window.
Pra frente é tudo na mesa, né?
The only ones who are trying to make plays out of spawn. G2 have got a couple tricks up their sleeve that they're now pulling through in a paramount time. Mattis just did a stellar hold of this site. He's going to have to do it again.
Just the B bomb site show. Foot determined to break it down, and they will come in with a double entry. A man down for G2, but you're hesitant to write this one off, knowing that it is this eco for Foot. Spam connecting, brings them back into the conversation. Molly even forcing players out into the open, and a bit more chip damage done there on the Spam. Next fight is Conside, and Heavy God's got it.
Quem entrar? Smokou.
Smoke to lock out Krabeni. Only has a moment there to make up his mind. Plays it right through.
Tem que entrar.
Longs gets iced out, and this time they've got kits, double smokes. There's a lot going against the captain here as he tries to clutch up.
It's locked now.
Just praying that these shots connect. Tech9 spam won't find a thing as Hunter's got the cover. G2 tie it up.
Oh my goodness, they win that round. Foot get the entries as clean as they do. That was two Tech9s taking heads off on the B rush. The gall of Foot to go for that pop after they just got shut down. And we saw G2 cycling nades. They're moving Molotovs around. They're caught off guard completely. They do not expect that play. They still win it in a 3 versus 5. Very impressive resilience in this game for G2. We were talking about conserving energy, talking about this map like it was done and that they should look to their pick in the series. Well, right now they are fighting back 5 straight CT rounds here from G2.
Yeah, maybe that whole Hunter mindset, maybe there's something to it. This is a well put together comeback right now, and you're starting to get a bit more vocalization out of G2 as they are now back in the conversation on Anubis with some keen CT ideas to boot.
Right,
His B-side's been able to withstand the early pressure, right? That's been the real objective desire for Foot. They've played a number of these fast-paced rounds over towards B. Are we finally going to see something a little more standard? Because it's not been panning out.
Yeah, we've got to see depth here on this T-side for Foot, right? We've got to see them using the middle of the map, trying to fake G2 out, put them in the wrong positions, and then execute. Because right now, all these pops have been denied in the post plant. G2 have won a couple of nice retakes. A couple of rounds where they haven't even let the bomb go down. So how deep is the playbook here for Foot? This is the round where you need something magical.
I think the philosophy for G2 almost can be boiled down to no game is won in the first half. So why bother getting too fired up there?
Bomb still outside of B, checking the perimeter. It's not committed yet.
Bem espalhado.
G2 to commit to their positions. Can they force them
to
an unfavorable stack? This map, a lot of the time, does come down to where is that third player? Is he on B? Is he on A? Hunter's hanging around. Info in middle. Some Pius putting the AWP in position. He's surely going to get a chance to get a free first kill right here. Big flash.
Gets him off the angle. Will he be able to get away? Just makes it out into heaven. But his teammate will fall as a result. Keen shots for Demon on the entry.
Aqui complicou. Aqui é melhor não guardar, será? Não, não precisa guardar que tá com dinheiro. Vale mais pelo menos desarmar eles.
And they can't put a stop
é
to
difícil,
that split.
Hein, cara?
Good util there, right? Because you were dead on about some Pius in position for a freebie. Flash knocks him off the angle. And even though he was able to reposition, you saw the impact it had. It came at the cost of his teammate. Not in position to deal with that spillover effectively. He was worried about main, worried about the split. And so you had to be open at one of the angles. Just leads to this domino effect of players being made vulnerable and the A site falling apart.
Yeah, G2 is still super vigilant of middle. They're 30 seconds on the clock. They have 2 players dedicated to mid. You've got to give it to them there, right? They're aware that Foot could still be coming through this part of the map, but the fact that Foot are able to wait out all of G2's util is why they don't have full mid info. They don't know 4 players are walking up camera side. They've bunked all their smokes, all their mollies. They just have to go back into leading into bomb sites, and that's when Foot pop in a great flashbang, and Demon a beautiful double entry. Heavy got in main, and some Pius back in CT, so saves that round there for Foot. And are they just going to go back for the Hail Mary? The knockout blow. Looking for this
Tem mais round ainda que eles podem perder o G2 antes de quebrar. Bem, entrou já, hein? Já entrou. Complicou pra caramba.
Save sounds tempting, doesn't it?
Just when the site hit comes that quickly, that early in the round, so cleanly, with just 1 kill to decide it. You know they're going to have re-smokes. You know they're set up in their post plants. It's that fact that leads to you just writing this off. You'll try again in the next.
Yeah, I love it. Double flash goes over high and lets Lonks just swing onto jail. And almost every position in the bomb site is spottable there. Got a smoking corner, smoking temple. No supportive players here for Mattis. He is hung out to dry. Oh. He's just found the AWP as well. Can G2 get it back? G2 did not get that AWP back. That's annoying. It's going to be expensive. They can afford it, but that's back-to-back rounds now for Foot after a streak from G2. And Foot remind them, hey, again, we can pop B whenever we want. So yeah, understandable. You use your last time out here feeling the pressure, because if you lose this round, the game's over. I say that, there's a bit of money left for G2, all things considered.
You do just feel a little silly though, right, about giving that kill away. I think you saw it written on Sampaio's face heading into this timeout.
Pode perder só mais uma, né? E na real, o ideal é não perder, né? É voltar, porque se perder, já tem que ganhar todas, basicamente.
Oh, he didn't find it. That's awkward. Well, got to make do with what you got. Foot up by 2. Back-to-back T-side rounds.
Oh, and an entry being attempted here for Symmetry. Himself a mid-spawn, went looking for that early pick. G2 are here and looking to come through this smoke. Bit of aggression from them late in the day, but holding on a Foot, waiting for that exact move. Didn't look to help them. Heavy God's got it out with a double.
Very impressive escape for Heavy God, living to tell the tale. G2 were also flash pushing B at the same time, so they kept the pressure on all over to find that 4v3. Up to some antics here on the CT side.
Tô indo B de novo. Voltaram.
Is that enough to put G2 in a position to close this round, though?
I like the position change from Mattis, right? Definitely felt in that last B hit when he was here solo in a position that was maybe too committed early in the round. But him in a safer spot allows the stack to come in elsewhere. And with this crossfire over in middle, it's a nice, easy round for G2.
Work from Heavy God in this one. Triple kill, committing to mid, and Nerds even swings in to help. Because that looked like it was a chance for Foot to isolate 1v1s. G2 make sure they can't. Leg shot on the AWP. And Jukes 1v4. With no bomb, this is just an elongated save. As he looks for a kill on the way out to keep the money pressure on. Sampaio will not make that mistake again. He goes to the other side of the map. G2, I just love that call. I'm shocked they get out so well when Foot have multiple players holding the middle of the map. The B flash push didn't really draw anyone out. And Foot stayed with eyes on the mid smoke, but still, Heavy God triple.
Just a very ballsy call to make, isn't it, right? We were remarking about how, you know, if they lost that round, they're rifled down as a result of a player dying. They're right at the tail end of the game as well, so would have had implications, but you still go for the aggressive move. Heavy God and Hunter are all smiles at the end of it.
Os dois vão ficar com dinheiro até os últimos rounds, independente.
Throughout this entire thing, it's been G2 playing catch-up. They've always been the team on the back foot, yet to take the lead from the moment the map started. Is this finally where that changes? Foot have really worked on taking the pace out of these rounds while it was a barrage of B hits to get their T-side rolling. They found a lot of comfort in the mid-round here, so trying to go back to what worked.
So a lot of util. Sampaio, no flash on that one, so he gets himself an easy kill.
It's the round he wished he had a couple ago, right? Chance to put that AWP to work nice and early on.
Still some fear towards middle, but Sampaio just completely disappears. Goes back towards A. Hunter's going to come through the smoke on his own. And And Foot do still have a player here to worry about. Lonks waiting for later. Hunter getting set up again. G2 just keep on probing. 40 seconds. They got a 5v4, and they feel like they've cleared middle. So back to their bomb sites. Foot do have a chance here in this 4v5. Lonks has hit his mid timing.
So here the util coming in. Hunter was able to get the spot just in time, and that lets them get gun on to the connector. Still kills spiral through for Foot. Hunter's the first on the scene, but he's the only man nearby. Feeling a great deal of pressure here. The orbs worked its way into the site. His rifles are closing in on main side. And so with that one kill, nowhere left to turn for Cemetery. Great stuff for Hunter. Not in an easy position there was the captain, but not only that very important spot on the mid player that got Heavy God to turn around, then just buying so much time for his main players, actually deals with the only guy that was in a threatening position to the main side, out on Fountain, and puts them in a great spot to close that in a very comfortable 3v1.
He's had a great CT side, hasn't he, right? G2 have been in position on every single one of these side hits. They've not been out of the action. They have not been lacking the info of where Foot are going, even when we see very late pops. The couple of rounds Foot have come from surprising B rush that G2 weren't ready for. And that mid-contact walk, this time, Lonks gets nothing from it.
And that's the part that I think's been so impressive. G2 being able to remain in control over when and where these fights happen, in spite of a real variety of looks out of Foot. It's not been some one-note T side where they've been trying the same thing over and over again and it's let them down.
Aí é triste, hein?
That's a bit of a wild pick
Já
attempt
perdeu
for just out in the open.
So wide.
Krabeni will not think twice about that opener.
Here's the AWP fire. He goes, thank you very much. That is
Hunter
a
já
really
recuperou a
awkward way
AWP.
to die in round 23.
Gonna need someone to step up. Hunter trying to fill some
Boa.
players' shoes.
Equalizou.
AWP in middle, puts it to work. The captains clash, and Hunter wins it out.
Heavy God on his own here, though. Hunter's going to reposition back on B. It looks like they want to make the play, but the sooner Foot go, the better. Both teams are pushing smokes right now as Foot come in on A main. That's a good block for Hunter. He's still going to have to win a fight in defense of this position. Demon not yet lurking mid actively. Looking to cut rotation, relying on this site hit. Heavy God against the world.
Oh, nothing found in his solo sight hold. Hunter next on the chopping block. His teammates are still so far away. Considering when that main clear came in,
Boa.
he thought they were going to be a little bit closer, but Mattis has delivered one on the backstab. And that also leads you to stop looking over your shoulders. You feel a bit more comfortable about middle now. Only have to worry about the site itself. Lonks in an aggressive position. No commitment to a big backstab. Looking for a late in the round retake, RG2.
Nice shot for Zhugs, but he's got Mattis trapped behind this box. There is no time. As Zhugs finds 2, 3 in the round. Hunter just fighting forward. Can't do a thing about this. All the kills, none of the glory. Cemetery survives. And
Bom que ele quebrou os caras lá. Quer dizer, quebrou entre aspas, dá pra fazer uma K, granada, não vai fazer tudo do utilitária.
Come the end of Anubis. Dear, oh dear. G2 so many nades, but so little time to use them. And this is what it all comes down to.
Cuidado.
Ooh, that volley is very deep. Heavy's got meant to push here. Cemetery between the two flashbangs finds that kill.
Tem que equalizar agora, velho.
Just another one of these key entries provided. Boost now. Hunter's going to get caught
Já era, acabou.
And so this comeback, it's been a very respectful effort out of G2. Not meant to be. Foot with key entries in back-to-back rounds. This time a boost locked in for good measure. Nice little gimmick just to take the edge in this final round of play.
Ready for everything off Foot, and G2 completely caught off guard. Aggressive A play shut down. Mid-boost for the first time this map, and it couldn't come at a better time because Foot are here and they are making a statement. One map to the good. And
é isso, vamos lá voltar pro FUT. Cadê aqui?
Sei que eu não acho negativo ter um zagueiro ali de lateral direito, né? Um zagueiro de origem de lateral direito, viu? Porque não dá para apoiar muito não, Fred. Vamos ver o Ryerson aqui, na tentativa de se livrar da primeira marcação. O passe vem atrás, deixa com o Berg.
Mano, mas o cara é ruim.
Ele tira a marcação, cavadinha, categoria para dentro da área. Ryerson na dividida, ele sabe subir. Toca por último, é lateral.
Talvez mesmo com o Wesley disponível, o Ancelotti poderia considerar para esse jogo. Acho que o Ibanez é a primeira opção para a lateral direita e não o Danilo, como a gente viu contra o Panamá no segundo tempo no Maracanã. O Danilo na zaga e o Ibanez na lateral direita, talvez já fosse assim, e eu gosto dessa opção porque a gente precisa realmente estancar a sangria por ali.
Tenta sair jogando, o Hakimi colocou na frente, desarmado, Arsnes para dentro da área para o Nusa, tenta se livrar da marcação, Nusa, a bola na sobra para o Haaland, travado na hora H. É escanteio para a Noruega por muito pouco, num vacilo na saída de bola. Marrocos não toma o gol de empate.
Nossa, toda hora essa porcaria, velho. Ficar pedindo senha toda vez na mesma instante.
Chegamos a 1 milhão de aparelhos conectados. Você ligado na tela da Cazé TV. É Copa do Mundo, é clima de Copa. É o adversário do Brasil na estreia em campo. Você ligado em todo o Brasil. Vem a batida do escanteio aí com o Odegaard. Aí o maestro norueguês. Haaland na área, Sorloth na área, Berg na área. Lá vem bola para o miolo da defesa. Sobe ali o Diop. A sobra vai ser do Brahim Dias, que coloca a velocidade. Olha a velocidade pelo lado direito, já partiu. E recebeu o Hakimi. Hakimi para a entrada da área. Brahim Dias, ela vai sobrar do Azuli lá do outro lado. Ele bateu colocado para a defesa do Neyland. Tá chegando a hora, é clima de Copa no ar. E você tá ligado que a Cazé TV tem traje especial para essa Copa do Mundo. Quer fazer parte? Quer se juntar a esse timaço durante a Copa do Mundo? Quer ajudar a escrever essa história? Camisetas da Cazé TV estão à disposição lá no Mercado Livre. Você pode adquirir a sua, participar com a gente, se juntar ao nosso time para fazer parte desse grande time na Copa do Mundo de 2026. Camisetas da Cazé TV, uma mais linda que a outra. Você trajado com a cara da Cazé TV para a Copa do Mundo que vem aí. E aí a preocupação, acabamos de falar do Azuli, ele está caído no gramado. Gerando muita preocupação ali no time marroquino, hein?
Acho que já fez uma mudança, né? Aos 26 minutos de jogo, o Majaoui saiu. A gente não sabe ainda o porquê, será algo previsto ou não. Agora o Azuli caído também, gera muita preocupação. Se o problema do Majaoui for algo físico, e agora o Azuli também, aí o amistoso começa a ficar muito caro para Marrocos. O Brasil também teve um amistoso que foi muito caro, perdeu o Wesley. Marrocos também vai sair no prejuízo. Uma galera questionando, né, esses amistosos tão perto assim da Copa, é normal, né? São ossos do ofício, acontece. Mas prejuízo para Marrocos seria enorme, Mandinho.
Azuli sentiu no lance do escanteio. A gente vai ver de novo. Eu fiquei com a impressão de que foi fogo amigo. Exatamente.
Nossa.
Sorloth se choca ali no meio. Não sei direito se foi com o Riad. E o Riad acaba pegando o pé do Azuli.
Foi com a trava, né? A trava acabou sobrando ali. O que, enfim, a princípio pode não ser tão preocupante. Pode ser mais pancada.
Bate no joelho dele, ó. Dá aquela deslocada no joelho, cara.
Aí pode complicar. Mas se for só a pancada, não é tão preocupante assim. Vamos ver se ele continua no jogo. Acho que não vale a pena, né? Não tem porquê.
Exato. O treinador nesses amistosos aqui já fica naquele dilema danado, né? Vou colocar os caras para correr um risco? Não vou colocar? Vai que acontece o que aconteceu com o Wesley. O prejuízo é muito maior.
Olhando para os amistosos que Marrocos fez contra Burundi e Madagascar, foram amistosos que o Ouabi rodou um pouco mais o time. Hoje, a escalação acho que mais próxima do que ele imagina, pensando na estreia. Até porque é um trabalho muito curto, que começou em março desse ano, e ele precisa dar sequência para esse grupo jogar. Então é uma faca de dois gumes.
Aí a bola longa na direção do Nusa. Que lançamento, hein? Ele joga pro meio de qualquer jeito. Misericórdia, o que tava fazendo agora o Delamare. Espirrou o taco, ele pegou de 100 pulo e ia ser um golaço, hein, cara? Deu uma engrossada gigante ali, cede o escanteio de graça para a Noruega. É a reta final do primeiro tempo em New Jersey. Daqui a pouco tudo sobre o Wesley cortado na seleção brasileira.
Faz o gol.
Tem o Ryerson para jogar a bola dentro da área. Tem o levantamento lá para a segunda trave, o desvio para o meio, mas essa vai direto pela linha de fundo. É só tiro de meta para a seleção de Marrocos.
Ele vai acabar.
É um juizinho pocket esse, né, cara? Olha lá.
O juizinho arrumadinho, né?
Cabelinho impecável.
Exatamente, cara. Cobrando. E ele cobra.
O Bono quer ir embora pro vestiário, cara. Já deu já de primeiro tempo, ó. Não quer bater o tiro de meta, não. O juizão tá mandando seguir.
Engraçado o juizão.
Já passamos quase 50 minutos nesse primeiro tempo. É que houve a paralisação ali pro atendimento ao Azuli. O árbitro parou o jogo. Nusa leva melhor na primeira, como já volta para recompor ali e ajudar a marcação.
Eu vou tomar no YouTube, strike de canal.
O Brahim Dias
tá transmitindo o jogo.
Nusa vai sobrar com essa bola ainda o time da Noruega. Pra cima do Boad, ainda o Nusa. Levanta a cabeça, faz ótima inversão para jogar o Ryerson lá na direita. Aí o Odegaard. A tabela curta com o Berg.
O mais louco é que
Ryerson mais uma vez. O Elzazuli caiu no chão de novo ali, hein, cara.
Perder, né? Eu sou um desincentivo ao
enorme preocupação, bola nos pés do Odegaard. O Elzazuli tá no chão.
Uma publicidade negativa.
Preocupação gigante para a seleção de Marrocos.
Mas tá bom.
Ele já cai ali com a mão no rosto.
Jogo, velho.
Um lance de total infelicidade, cara. Um fogo amigo.
Acabou, velho. Acabou. Porra, 7 minutos ainda.
Much in those rounds, but you know, Anubis is
Vamos ver o canal do Birinha aí. Olha o cabelinho. Cabelinho na régua do Birinha. Recebo doce. Cabelinho na régua do Birinha. Recebo doce. Aí. Porra, o cara não tem... Ai, que lixo, rapaz.
From foot, but I do believe that G2 are generally more comfortable on this map. I do think that the opposition that they faced lately, I think they have some decent results, and you know, overall I think a pretty good overpass team. I think Hunter loves the map. He loves to call the map.
It seems like G2 loves the map. I'm just looking at the results. They have 5 wins in a row on overpass. Peter, I'm just mentioning some of the names here: Bedboom, Gentlemates, Astralis, and Vitality. Exactly, the beaten Vitality. So, as much as this may be a bit of a punish pick towards Foot, it's also, you know, a home ground map for G2. It's arguably the strongest map they have in the pool right now in terms of recency bias.
I think if you can just, you know, flex that you've beaten Vitality on any map, that should be enough confidence.
Yeah.
It should be enough, you know, enough confidence to bring it out into a best of 3. I think it's definitely a map that they feel comfortable on, right? And I don't think that Foot is they're not necessarily like a bad overpass team at all, but you're also just looking on the G2 side. They just have a lot of confidence. They have a lot of big wins and also some confidence, you know, comfortable wins. Sorry, where they've just been looking really solid. And I think it's a clear picture of a map that a lot of teams have also struggled picking up. You know, it's been left a little bit in the books by some teams, focusing more on the other one, maybe having it as a pyramid. And even the team that do play it, you know, it is a very hard map to play at a very high level because there's so many depths of level to it, and you have to be so super sharp. And yeah, G2 going for this one doesn't really surprise me.
Quickly, both of you, does it end here, or do we get a third map?
I hope we get a third map. Yeah, overpass goes to G2.
Yeah.
All right. We hope that we're getting a third map. I would love to see Ancient. Not so sure if Foot loves to see Ancient. I'm pretty sure they would like to close out this game right here, right now, and book a ticket into Stage 3. Joining us after the break, you'll be able to see overpass between Foot and G2.
Como fica essa putaria aí? Porra, tem bastante jogador mesmo, hein, mano? Bom, os jogadores conhecidos. Esse aqui eu conheço, mas... Joga no Manchester United, verdade. Deixa eu ver. Eu já vi também o Diop. Vamos ver. O Abdez Azuli. Parece bom, hein? 10 do Real Betis. Não conheço quem é não, mas parece bom. Deixa eu ver aqui. Não lembro por cara não também. Faz tempo que eu não tô mais acompanhando futebol, né? É isso, vamos pro comercial. Voltemos, galera. Começou já? Começou. Overpass. Continuamos torcendo pro Overpass pra G2.
And on their pick, they go quick, straight out Monster into B.
GG.
Demon with a bit of a hold, gets out with a double, keeps foot in this pistol round and rotates now arrive. This is going to slow the roll of G2.
O som tá bugado, hein?
Trying to cross on out, trying to get out of this kill field, out towards B. They lose one more man, so now a man down. Nerds might have made it out with the bomb, but they saw him backtracking. And so how did G2 want to try and recover this? Sampire still hangs around, lurking over towards short, lying in wait. Nerds is holding for a backstab. You see some of the fear of Foot's aggression still lingering on this second map. With noise made by Sampire, Foot might be able to piece together that this bomb is hoping to rejoin him. Now they've got the spot, they've got the info. Needed that trade on a Nerd. Cemetery will do one better than that. What a turnaround in this pistol. 45 down after the...
Eita, meu Deus do céu. Tá até nos games agora.
Because it was nice to hear the comms from Coolio, even after the 8-4 half of Anubis, saying, guys, we haven't done everything right. We have missed some smokes. We have done some things wrong. So be careful. Read the notes.
Perdeu?
And stay aware.
Caralho, como que perdeu? Ah, porque ele era no TR, mano. Olha como eu sou viajeiro.
And when it comes down to a 13-11 after an 8-4 half, I'd say it's pretty good advice from a coach to keep you in it.
Os caras estão com duas M4, duas famas e um MP9. Tudo colete e capa.
It's exactly what you want to hear, isn't it, from Coolio? Like, I think Foot's own worst enemy can very much be themselves in a sense, right? You have a group of young, hungry, talented players, but you don't want to let them get ahead of themselves. You need to keep them dialed in.
All right, this is a nice execute. Foot have to make a decision. Do we want to play behind these smokes or go for it? Boost up is a nice middle ground. Oh, what an angle, but only a dink. Just panic spraying right now. Do they want to spam back? That is also low. This is a mess right now. G2 are putting the bomb down in this madness, but there's no way Mattis is getting out of this one. Surely
tá bom.
Third tag as well after 2 headshots, but it
Mas
is
não é um
still
bom início pro G2 não, cara. E eles têm a obrigação de ganhar essa, né?
Yeah, I mean, that's a high-stress situation, isn't it? But I like, you know, Foot always down to employ a little gimmick, a little trick to try and turn the tide in these rounds. Hell, it was even a fixture of the final round of play on Anubis. Little mid-boost lobbed in for the first time all game.
Oh, G2 like what they see. They're buying again. This is Galil's. 5 of them. And, you know, you're not expecting this if you're Foot.
Yeah, I also think T-side overpass, you're always chasing the streaks wherever possible, right? So the idea you could go for an early game reset is very, very tempting.
Já ficou fodido.
The bomb plant giving you a bit of extra money.
Obrigação de ganhar essa aí agora, né, velho?
Already leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Matt is softened up. Just be dead as soon as he rounds the corner. Krebeni doesn't fire a shot off. Bit of mercy showing there by the captain. Symmetry not feeling so forgiving. Nails his shot on the orb.
Yeah, they got good spam damage on Mattis earlier as well. So G2, the walking wounded in this round.
Only one battle of Util still in play. That's on Hunter.
Feeling desperate, so back to B they go. These rarely work out. No B control, no short info, a smoke double flash to just get through Monster right now, and Foot have 3 players in the bomb site.
Ready to react to this. Good opener for Mattis, low on health. Flash to try and tee up Lorks. Needed that double kill, and that regains the composure down on this B site. He'll deal the killing blow as well. Very well handled. Saw Demon sitting there waiting with his flashbang. Perfect move just to counter that last second B hit.
That was so close as well, because G2 were also waiting for a high flash, so that's what stops them at the end of the wood wall. If they go ahead of it, they would have probably caught him back turn from his flashbang, so tiny little margins here. But Foot able to run away with that round with a beautiful spray out of Longs.
I don't sei nem contar o cash out, mas...
And so Foot 3-0, G2's risky force does not pay off.
Yeah, now if you're Foot, you're kind of rubbing your hands together, right? You've just seen the back-to-back 4 spies. You know this is going to be a huge boost to your early CT campaign. You're telling yourselves you need to extract as much value as you can out of this CT half. Awkward stuff for Krebeni down in the connector.
Did not think Hunter would recommit there. There are still armor pistols in this round, so G2 feeling threatening again.
Even this is stressful, right? You lent heavy into B in case they committed to a low econ B rush. You had Krebeni down in the connector, who was meant to be the guy like farming the information, meant to tell you what was happening out towards A if anyone was trying to run it quickly. So when he dies, having to shuffle the setup now, moving to something a bit more standard 2-2, but this leaves you pretty blind. You're now playing very reactive to G2's moves.
As you smoke coming down at the right time here. G2 are getting set up though on B. Is Nerds going to play active on this lurk? He knows that at a moment's notice he could just be peeked, and that rotation, while it is the right call, it's giving a gap for Nerds to backstab.
If Nerds gets room, does he commit to the B flank?
They're not waiting.
They're going to go early ahead of Nerds on his lurk and into a double setup, crossfire setup, and no issues. 4 foot.
Mas ainda tem cara vindo costa.
There's a player in connector behind him. Nerds hasn't cleared everything right now, so this is a threatening return to this top site. It's not going to happen.
Nerds needs to die.
Yeah, they should have waited him to flank, and so he will offer up that frag. It's a shame, you know, Nerds doesn't know that he has that room until they've already run in. If they wait 5 more seconds and he gets to dice, maybe he calls, guys, wait. And I have a good timing. There were 30 seconds, he could have done something, but his team were already committed to that B hit. In that timing, Foot had moved their 3rd player down. That is another lovely multi-kill out of Longs on this B site. Two 3Ks to keep Foot in great standing.
Vou botar que o Equador não faz mais que total de gols aqui.
Being the closest thing you have to a super experienced piece in the Foot jersey.
Pronto, para voltar aos 10 nossos que a gente
What is a very young team. Only guy not making his debut at this major.
Mudemos agora.
Promising that he looks good early on in this high pressure BO3 to go flawless. Important trade for Demon. Heavy God never felt like he had a chance, did he? So much util rating it just to make life easy for him.
A double flash. As soon as he looks back after the first flash, that's when the second one pops.
They've had a lot of faith in symmetry in this top side.
They're
always down to throw in a little cheeky boost, aren't they?
Just like a laser beam, that kill. Have no time to react. Head pops up, you're already dead. Yeah, they got Faithful right. He's 4-0. He's still alone. They pushed the monster smoke and pulled back. So you're going to need to see a rotate here from on this top side. There's no support right now.
C2 smokes coming in. Know that the players that threw them are going to be a little bit slower to the party. And so Nerds dead first. Lends time to Krebeni to begin this rotation. Sampaius gets rid of him. Symmetry's got shadows to work with, though. And as Sampaius tries to get away, it's just an effort to save this AWP going forward.
That's why they trust him. Safe pair of hands. Gets his 2 shots. And you notice that it didn't re-peek on the 3rd. He wanted to go in with a deagle. And it might have worked. Sampaius was actually running away, but he doesn't want to offer up a kill back into the round. So
it's very, very
reservation.
Seeing like like the difference, right? Because CT side of Anubis was super in your face, super aggressive here. Sure, they're being a bit more aggressive down towards B. It's where they're playing with their numbers, but it's nice to get these more passive looks out of Foot. Guys like Symmetry there, not overextending, not just throwing himself into the fight.
And they're not really being aggressive. They're just, you know, doing little cheeky boosts and doing flash setups on Monster and playing off each other's contact. There's no B short control. There's no boost off spawn.
Tá sendo atropelo dos caras.
Desperately searching these kills, and that's the value of CT Overpass. You don't feel like you need advantages. Anubis is very different. You need to brawl early, take some T's out of commission to give yourself the best chance, because if T's just execute a bomb site and get that bomb down, you're in trouble. Here on Overpass, you have a lot of faith in your sight holds, and when Lonks is giving us the triples he has and Symmetry's hitting on top site, there are not many ways in for G2.
I would also question how solid a read you have over the start of these rounds for Foot, right? We've seen it, we've got the mini-map to look at. They've been playing quad Bs a hell of a lot with Symmetry alone on top, but because he's always fishing for info, always looking for it, you feel like you are running into a two-man setup in these A-hits. And so here's a bit of a change. Foot heavier out towards A. That gets in the mid-util, trying to have Krebeni get aggressive.
Yeah, he got volleyed into that. Didn't want a full commit, but at least takes one with him. However, these are pistols for G2. And so every kill
Foi fundo.
arms your teammates.
Krebeni's normally the man floating around connector. I wonder if you overlook Lonks in this position.
That's true. It's been sat on B pillar this whole game. G2, they're going to clear this corner.
O fundo tá bem avançado, hein?
A lot of fear towards B short, but Long still looks interested in taking the connector right back. It should be a trade at worst case, but even then, does he clear? Not properly. Mattis, easy pick. And so, Impatience punished. And finally, G2 in a stable man advantage.
It just felt like he needed an edge, right? Like looking for something, trying to find a gap. Catch a player unawares, but it's given away the advantage and forced a gamble.
Aqui tá pros caras, aqui já tá pro G2.
There was a timing where a player could clear him from toilets from middle. Symmetry backs up and goes to play B. So I feel like G2 won this round if they just commit with this control.
Ganharam o round. Cara, o último cara que tava A foi B.
It doesn't feel like they need to with the money they have, where they are in the game, but giving themselves their best bet to stop a B pop. And in doing so, leaves them out of this A side. When you consider that Symmetry has hit all his shots, surprised to see this call, but even with this smoke here for G2, it's not going to punish. Bomb goes down, and Foot go to save. Surprising rotation, but not the end of the world.
Really rough round to fall down to as well, right? You had the saved AWP, sure, but other than that, it was just these pistols for G2. You tried to bring the fight to them. You were just remarking about how it's been a pretty passive CT side, right? With only these boosts in the mid-rounders. The real way of gathering info, looking for picks, finally trying to hit them with something a bit more aggressive, and you end up losing the pistols. Wonder if that will shape the rest of this half for Foot. Because that was their most aggressive round start yet.
Well, G2 do a very good job of getting that round of the board of all of them. And Overpass T side, you can get by with a lot less than anywhere else, so well, the money is not susceptible yet here for Foot. Let's see if G2 can put together a couple of rounds in a row to take the edge off. Pacey here, Heavy God going straight into water, even on the boost, but they go right below him. Early boost here for Foot.
They're going to assemble one of their own by the looks of things.
Watch out.
Wonder if you overlook this. Because you just feel like you got a bit of a clear on short. Heavy Gods missed the opportunity. Very slim margin on that attempt at the entry.
Mas sabe onde dá HE certinho.
Default is good. Oh, it goes a bit far though.
Here's this quad B stack they've been running a lot of the time. Their standard round start.
Look how passive Nerds is. Are G2 really going to go for it? They need this kill before they commit. Nerds is nowhere near them. He doesn't really have any control either.
Well, Molly from Sunpius will clear out this close angle on the left. Lobs that in now. It's missed the mark a little.
Yeah. A couple of missed bits of Utah on this map right now for G2.
All this posturing down towards B. 2 players still in the toilets, so you've got options open, but with 30 seconds left, you've got to start picking that end destination. 2 guys that are going to arrive a little bit later relies on Mattis entries. Sampaio helps him. Now B's got their name on it. 20 seconds left as they begin this push. Demon and Krebeni try to get set up in the site to repel this. They can't line it up. Demon's got to do it alone. Makes his double, leaves it on Symmetry. Deagle pulled, that's a cracking shot on Hunter. But off the orb, Sampaio has got it. And G2 starts streaking some rounds together. T-side beginning to take shape.
3 frags from Sampaio certainly makes up for that misutility. It's a nice pop there from G2. Foot were even rotating their 4th player down before G2 got into the bomb site. But I love how they pause there in that site. They wait, they count it, 3, 2, 1. Everybody swings delayed and out short as well. So G2, best foot forward, punish that full stack on the B bomb site. Excellent entry work, out monster. A position that has led to Long's multi-kills round after round. Not today. Swings right into that AWP. Coolio calls his first timeout. As Foot know their money is in jeopardy this round. While winning it only stabilizes the game, losing it has dire ramifications. It puts G2 in with a chance to find back-to-back rounds. Essentially complete their T-side in the first few. No. Ooh, okay, I like it. Symmetry going for the spawn shots. I went and tested it the other day. It works with every gun. The AK, the M4, the Scout, the Negev. Obviously the AWP is 1-hit kill, but everything else still gets significant damage. Okay, at least he collects it.
Longs needs to take this opportunity to try and just get the hell out of there. Teammate drops in a smoke to allow his escape. I like the G2, the adjustment's been leaving it to the mid round, right? If they're going to play for these rotations, if they're going to be shuffling around a little bit later on the side of Foot, leave them less to go on. Be very active on all sides of the map. Try and take space where you can. That's exactly what Heavy God's doing here. All the way out through Monster, and if he crosses into this corner, this is a powerful position. Free kill. No awareness for Jukes. Now caught out in the open. G2 have made the perfect adjustment to this T-half. And they're looking all the better for it. Less of these grouped plays, bit more working all across the map.
And hey, Longs gets off that B side. G2 will absolutely jump on it because he has been, well, him and Symmetry have been the standout players here for Foot on this CT side. Great move from Hunter. Or Heavy God, rather. And so G2, job's not done. Foot do save a couple of guns. But this is starting to feel like a comfortable T-side brewing now.
Terrorists win.
Symmetry going to try the spawn wallbang again. I'd like to see it. I feel like if you're doing it every round, you're going to hit it, aren't you? Come on. Oh. It's just so free. Dice roll to get a 5v4.
G2 have always been looking for this room on the extremities, whether that's players sneaking out Monster like Heavy got in the last. This time it's Nerds all the way up long already. And that AWP was hanging around looking for that party fight. Sampias gives it to them. Window on this round is closing super quickly. If Nerds gets this next kill, it's already over. Lovely. No awareness for Demon with Nerds so deep. That kill just falls right into his lap.
Just feels so free to walk up long when Sampias finds the AWP. You know, no one's jump spotting you and can just crouch, peek the corner and find that entry while you walk up the long side. It just creates so much freedom there for Nerds to lurk. And he's been pretty passive in this map and series. But that is a nice, calculated bit of aggression to straight up win the round off the back of Sampias' entry. So G2 win a 5 alive, at least for the moment. And Footer just on save patrol round after round. Outpositioned here by G2 on their map pick. A 5-0 lead.
I almost hope we see Foot commit a little bit more to the B fights right now. They're kind of staking the early aggression on these mid engagements. And
whoa! What? Okay.
Birinha, you go in the middle. It's usually the kind of heavier stacked area for G2, right? Playing with multiple players there, a bit more common. B-lurks in these rounds have often been 1 or 2 guys. I feel like there's fights you could look to isolate there. It's kind of the one vulnerability of a default on this map. You spread very, very thin. Wouldn't say no to something like a short take in one of these rounds. Try to ice out these B-lurkers and make life a little easier for yourself. Nade does great damage to get this round rolling.
They don't have a lot to play with it. Deagle's on 2. Good cover, though, with it. Demon whips her head off. They go swinging together. Nice trade out. Foot using their players together to find that advantage. That short aggression you wanted, Harry. Well, consider it locked in.
Oh. Kremeni doesn't need to give that away, and so given a second chance just to bow out of the fight, he will take it. Mattis is keeping him trapped, though, deep on long. Kremeni's not aware of this. There's been a big gap behind him the whole time. But Mattis should just have a freebie to collect here.
Nice.
That levels the playing field, removes a bit of stress from G2. And Nerds providing an entry out into this B site. Job's already feeling done. Jukes might be here on the rifle in this round. But a smoke to deny him vision.
Slow and steady for G2. Both players are still here, and Jukes looks to move in. He might catch Sampias switching off the AWP, throwing in utility, confirms the destination. G2, all 3 players in position. Mattis has that cover. Jukes can't swing up and stop the plant. It's on the other side of the pillar. Nerds, dangerous fight to take. Jukes is seconds away from swinging into unsuspecting players, and there is that fight taken. Got to get the reload off right now because there's no kit. They've got to move quick.
Nerds trapped out behind the pillar. Nails that trade on Jukes, and Symmetry, not enough damage done for that scout to kill him 1. Nerds with a massive 3K, starts with the entry out through Monster, the guy to open the round and the one to close it.
It's getting very stressful now for Foot. They found themselves yet another advantage, but Kremeni reveals his position on long, doesn't fully depart, offers G2 a kill back in, and they just regroup and hit this B bomb site, and they've done a very good job of recommitting to B late in the round. This time at least Foot have the guns for it, but G2 have already essentially won their half. They could really
brigou lá. Contra 2. E vou dizer que ele foi puxado, hein? Não marcou inicialmente ali o árbitro. O lateral está marcado a favor da seleção do Marrocos. É a Copa do Mundo chegando. A Copa nem começou ainda e o chat já está naquele modo, né? Colecionador compulsivo. Então se liga nessa, porque a Coca-Cola chegou com uma proposta. Já pensou em fazer uma figurinha?
Just to hold on to this orb.
Já outro round já do G2? Puta que pariu.
Nightmare here for Foot.
5 in a row to start this map to now 6 straight back for G2.
Remember how solid those B holds were when G2 went for similar plays in the first 5 rounds when they just walked into Long's multi-kill spray downs on Pillar and on Monster. And now G2 are walking out the smoke, losing the first fight, and Mattis just hits an immaculate double headshot.
It feels kind of awkward to say because, the aggression's such a part of the DNA of this Foot team, but it was the moment they went for their first aggressive move. They've kept that up in the entirety of these rounds. It doesn't feel like it's done them any favors.
We want to push, but we don't want to push. We want to fight, but we don't want to fight. Like, let's agree on one fucking thing and let's try to follow it, please. If we want to fight, let's fucking fight. If it...
Damn. You are kind of feeling that right now.
Half in, half out. Foot getting nervous, getting shaky, getting traded 4v3.
I mean, 2 entries out here towards A. You spot a third guy long. Don't know if you'll expect the Cemetery orb, but he's loud as he rounds the corner. And so Hunter's got eyes on.
What an excellent recovery in this half for G2. They were down 0-5 T-side overpass. Not exactly a game over from that position. G2 stay solid, keep their heads on straight. And they've gone on a massive streak here on their map pick. Stabilized and winning the half in a clean fashion. There is so much on the line here, and G2 don't just want to be a footnote on the foot run to stage 3. They want that spot just as much as anyone else. Whatever Jukes has got, it is not enough.
Now everyone in position to play around this bomb. No kit, no chance. 7 rounds in a row for G2. It starts with Tech 9s on a low econ round, and past that point, nothing else comes down for Foot. CT side well and truly gets away from them, and so now on G2's map pick, they move over to the tougher half, trailing behind.
Tomando fumo dos meus cassinos aqui.
Belamari. Olha lá, o juizão contando. Cara, 7 de uma vez. Tá de sacanagem o Mohana e o Ab, hein, meu? 7 de uma vez, cara.
Faz no intervalo que nem o Ancelotti, pelo menos, né?
Exato, exato, exato. Vai dar tudo certo. Aí o Berg. Toca de lado. Ayer. Lá vai o zagueirão no apoio. Vem a marcação junto dele, ó. Ayerson. Tentou, mas não conseguiu evitar a saída da bola ali. O Sorlot.
Mas o Sorlot não tem como jogar, não, mano.
É lateral pro Marrocos.
Ele é muito
e agora sim.
Pesado.
Vem a passeada
de tem que ser só o Haaland de atacante. E jogar, sei lá, 4-5-1, alguma coisa nesse sentido assim,
Sadani,
velho. 4-3-3,
no lugar do
mas só o Haaland de centroavante, né? E aí o Sorlot sendo reserva do Haaland pra mim.
Segura aí que eu tô anotando.
Estamos aqui numa força-tarefa, tentando ajudar o Nardinho.
O professor foi lá conferir, falou para esperar. O Nardinho está anotando.
Ele parece ter colocado um centroavante agora, né, Amandinho?
Exatamente, muda a característica, né? O El Kaabi é um centroavante mais de área, mas o El Kaabi do Olympiacos, ele também tem movimentação. É um cara que vai ter um pouco mais de força física para prender os zagueiros, mas tem capacidade de se movimentar. Saiu o Hakimi, saiu o Brahim Dias, a gente vai poder ver também o El Mourabet em campo, jogador do Strasbourg, que foi muito bem na temporada, entrou no lugar do El Ainaoui, o El Mourabet.
Samir El Mourabet, camisa 15.
O El Kaabi, que acabou de entrar, ficou famoso pelos gols de bicicleta na Copa Africana de Nações.
Você diria que é o Rony marroquino, é isso?
Poderia ser. Poderia ser menos carisma.
Verdade. Aí a bola no comando com o Rahimi. Ele domina, enxerga a passagem do outro lado. Lá vem a seleção de Marrocos. O desarme providencial do Chandro. Reclamações da torcida marroquina pedindo um pênalti por ali. Mandou seguir o árbitro canadense. Estava longe a barbaridade também o canadense, viu? Aí o Amrabat voltando ali para buscar o jogo, para auxiliar a saída de bola. Vem a seleção do Marrocos. Lá pelo lado direito com o Elcanos. A bola desviada. Tá aí o Amaimouni. É mais um dos que entraram nesse segundo tempo.
70% de posse de bola para a Noruega nesse segundo tempo. Só que nas finalizações, 2-1 para o Marrocos.
Passamos de 20 minutos ao segundo tempo de jogo. Ao vivo de New Jersey. Olha o Rahimi. Com espaço, hein? Contra dois jogadores. Faz a jogada pelo lado esquerdo com o Elcanos. Tira a marcação, faz o passe dentro da área, tentou receber de volta. A bola ajeitada, Amrabat clareou! Criatura! Manda longe, ela aterrissou aqui na Casa Casé TV, que está quase aberta, hein? Portas abertas para você, garante o seu ingresso. Quase esgotadas as entradas para a estreia do Brasil. É a Casa Casé TV. É você dentro da transmissão da Casé TV na Copa do Mundo.
Opa.
Você chega por lá, vai ter o pré-jogo com o Igor Rodrigues lá toda vez que o Brasil jogar. Então você já participa de toda essa festa. Você parte da transmissão, da maior transmissão de uma Copa do Mundo, na maior Copa de todos os tempos. A primeira Copa com...
The long road ahead. Foot put a lot into map 1. It was screaming the whole damn time.
Tá os dois bem ruins,
I think it
viu?
makes these moments where things get a bit more tense. You're not all on the same page. It stands out a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, even G2 are aware that you guys are feeling a lot of tension right now because you were yelling at them, you were screaming at them a map ago, celebrating every round, every kill. Now it's dead quiet as frustrations have set in for Foot.
Not much to cheer for right now. And G2 just throw themselves around that corner. I love that bait combo thrown by Hunter. He throws Molly and Flash to act like G2 are pushing short. Meanwhile, they're deep on Monster. It's a nice shot for Zhugs, but it's a 4v4. Awkwardly, smoke does fall. So G2, uncertainty around this B bomb site, just reblock and re-clear. But don't have flashes. That's going to make this site hit really hard. They've got triple Molotov. It's almost not really helpful at this point. Going to try and get into this B site nonetheless, throwing everything they've got at G2.
Wonder if Hunter getting spotted on the cross. Puts a bit more stress on for Heavy God. Oh, apparently not. And that is a convincing shutdown. Hunter and Heavy God.
Yeah, look.
Safe and sound down on B. They clean that one up with no problems. Really starting to pull away now. This is one hell of a streak out of G2. All 10 rounds in a row. Can they really go on to close this flawlessly?
Why not at this point, right? Like you said, there's been no energy from Foot, no belief, no rounds. And Krebeni, who went from top performer on first map, is at bottom of the server right now, 3-11.
Pra ganhar dinheiro é toda vez que vocês irem apostar aqui em live, vocês fazem a aposta oposta que vocês vão ganhar dinheiro. Puta que pariu. Que desgraça. Mas faz parte, é entretenimento pro pessoal da live, velho. Deve ter alguém que tá aí na live se divertindo. Faz parte, faz parte.
Damage will make almost no difference at this point of the game. G2 are surging forward. 11 straight rounds, looking for a third map this evening. No energy needed from G2. This is just stable.
Yeah, just keeping it very composed, very focused, right? And you're hearing that all throughout the comms. Hell, even down to how they're winning these rounds, it's reflected in the gameplay. It's not these crazy, chaotic pushes. It's a little slower, it's a bit more suave. It's in the mid-round, trying to find gaps. An entry here for Foot, a 5v4, and one that wasn't contested, one that wasn't traded. G2 slink back into far more passive positions, using boosts down on B to try and siphon info out of the round. But no info out towards middle for a very long time. This whole area of the map's been open longer than the pick'ems. But there's some Pius with the spot. Actually hangs around to try and fight this. Maybe a little surprising. Teammates on the way, but he is in this fight all alone. Locked out by the util. Some Pius was in a world of hurt.
Oh wait, good nade. Falls short. Sabias threw an HE up into the sky there. That like it was a flashbang.
Finalmente.
Still getting a little cooked on that top site. Foot one last-ditch execute to break this streak, to at least not give G2 the 13 rounds in a row. They go on to finally do something in this map after a 5-0 start, finding their 6th very late in the game. Is it too late? Only time will tell.
Não, mas se eles começarem a encaixar o mapa, ele perguntou, é tarde demais? Se eles começarem a encaixar um mapa atrás do outro, que nem o time fez aí, não... Depende deles, né?
Go out feeling like they've done something at the worst case scenario. Taste of victory once again.
E dá sorte também, né? Porque o CS tem sorte também. Às vezes o time de tirada de mira o cara aparece. Acontece também.
Up on B.
think the scary thing for Foot at a comeback of this magnitude is, you know, some squads are known for being risk-averse. These guys are risk-prone, and their style very much hinges on feeling switched on. And they've certainly suffered a serious blow with 11 in a row for G2 to the confidence. Gonna need to see that return before you start repping Foot in this comeback. First round there was a step in the right direction, but it was also one where they found the gap. How are they going to fare when they enter a stack? Enter crossfires. 3 players out in this top site for the G2 squad, ready to receive an A hit.
Repush for Hunter, but he's caught off guard. Needs that bailout. Some Pius has got a shot. That buys time for Hunter to line him up, and knockdown they will be. 1v4 in the blink of an eye, and Nerds is waiting to deliver that final kill. He can't do it. G2 certainly can. A 3-on-1 with bomb control. Time against Jugs. He goes back through the toilets. Mattis gets closer. A 1v1 offered up, but the slower he is, the closer Heavy God gets. And this kill, looking over his shoulder, Mattis got that spot. They know exactly what's going on. Heavy God tracking this final player as Jugs desperately looks for the kill. It's Sumpire's triple in this CT side to put G2 on map points.
O próximo mapa define.
Very reassuring game from G2. They must have felt crushed at the end of Anubis. That was a comeback from G2 on CT Anubis, bringing some great plays, some great ideas, all only to lose 13-11. With Sumpires peaking on his own, dying at 11-11 in the open. He's redeemed himself here in the second half. G2, late in the evening, show up in this series. Team that is looking for a stage 3 berth and looking to do it without a blemish. Saw something. Look at him talking. I think they both did. Everybody is shouting right now.
Torcer pros TR fazer 6 rounds, basicamente.
No idea.
There's a freebie. There's another. Nerds on a tear. Finally shut down. It was Symmetry with the bomb at a desperation, having to seek out that trade. You couldn't let this ease back into a 5-on-3.
Tá matando
Thankfully,
demais,
hits the shot, and so Foot aren't without a chance in this round. They're going to look for the regroup. All they have now is to try and play together.
Também, porque ele tá trocando bem, ele tá melhor no jogo, tá matando mais. Isso aí, porra, querendo ou não pesa.
That gap that Hunter makes his move. Been a pretty
passive tá muito mal,
G2 CT side. Well, they're
3/14.
certainly bringing the fight in this round, aren't they? Hunter arriving on a perfect timing for the backstab. G2's own smoke could be a bit of a problem. It was meant to slow the hit, buy Hunter more time. Instead, it leaves him with no angle. Might just have to go through this. Doesn't really have a choice, but no one's even considering this yet for Foot. Bomb plant gets denied. And Hunter has given them a massive opportunity to close this right here, right now.
Flank committing. He's just walking up closer. He's going to hide behind the box. Jugs coming in for the clear. Hunter, blink headshot. What a step up for the captain across both maps. But this is still map point on the line.
It's good.
Demon chasing him down with the HE. Survives another terrifying round. And Foot refused to go out with nothing on this T side. A very scary round indeed. Hunter keeping the threat up the whole time.
And you heard that from Hunter there, right? He just kind of says, let's default, go back to what was working. Came through with the aggression, tried to take a swing and end it quickly. He didn't like the way that that one felt, and it does get away from them. Right. So just going to play a more standard round here for G2.
Nerds put them in a strong position. You got to say, you got that double kill in middle to start off the round. It's a 3-on-4 when the trade comes in. A desperate swing out monster, shut down by Foot. Even though the smoke blocked sight lines, it allowed Hunter to get into good position. Very nice try. Okay. What's 5 rounds, say foot? Doing this late in the second half on the T side of overpass, that would be shocking. G2 have looked so reliable here. Every player. Now they're starting to make moves, some risky ones at that. Supplemented by the boost, Mattis takes short. That con smoke is scary, something to consider. Demon has not been quiet about his position either. Clears the connector, his team move up long.
Last time it was going into this AAA setup right after a round win that spelled disaster. Crossfires proved to be too strong and the Sunpire's Orb was a real problem. This time running a double setup out here in the toilets. Changing their mind in the mid-round, going clear deep on A, put the fear in G2 on that half of the map, be loud in your approach and all your clears, and then regrouping with Jugs out towards Monster. Demon's been waiting down here in Connector for a very long time, but Heavy God brings the fight to him. Nerds dispatches of the lurk up on A. Is this the beginning of the end?
Or is it just the end? 20 seconds, 3 players out Monster moving together. And Heavy God has that cross. There's no smoke in the heavens. Sunpire's gets a shot off. He's got a rifle next to him. Hunter will fall. Now, don't give it back up with 15 seconds. This headshot is everything. Missed chance. Mattis might just come through here to punish the plant. They boost up and over. Nice shot from Heavy God. They line up, and he knocks them down. Heavy is the god who wins the round. And G2, map in their pocket. We go the distance in this best of 3.
Yeah, and what a streak it was, man. All the way. G2, hell of a turnaround.
A favor da Noruega.
Quem marcou mal?
Quem não sai de jeito nenhum é o Ryerson, ó. É o cara das batidas de falta.
Alan nem sei se tá ainda.
Ele ajeita por ali.
Acho que já que foi liquidado porque ele saiu, Alan.
Preocupado aí o Bono. Passamos de 35 minutos, é o segundo tempo de jogo. Marrocos 1, Noruega também 1. Ryerson veio o levantamento para dentro da área, o desvio de cabeça para fora!
Acho que o Haaland tá ainda, ou não, não sei, mano.
Apareceu, o Gênero conseguiu fazer o desvio, a bola passa à esquerda do goleiro, completamente livre de marcação. Ninguém subiu com ele, nem perto. A bola pela linha de fundo, quase a virada da Noruega para cima de Marrocos.
A gente tem que relativizar, porque Marrocos já está com seu time totalmente reserva no segundo tempo. Então, é natural que os encaixes de marcação acabe tendo alguma dúvida ali no lance do gol. Marrocos foi mal na marcação na entrada da área, mas lances de bola aérea ainda são um problema para a equipe marroquina, mesmo com o time titular. Então, é um tipo de jogada que a seleção brasileira pode e deve tentar aproveitar.
E o chat na loucura perguntando, cadê o torcedor gritando olé agora?
O torcedor aproveitou o seu momento, né?
Ó, aqui já cerrou já. Vamos dar um pause, vou no banheiro aí, enquanto isso já volto. Voltei, pessoal. Meu irmão. Vão se complicando, hein, mano. Só vou esperar o resultado desse jogo aí e ver o que vai dar,
It's not
né?
the fact that they snowball off of that into domino effect and just take the side immediately. They take their time and work with those entries in a way that the trades are immaculate. And every time someone died, he was traded immediately. This was one of the coolest rounds, and I guarantee you Matlis was the kind of like a brain power behind it, because he get free information on 2 players, and FUT guys, they just refused to move because they didn't have monster smoke. They couldn't move away, so they're locked in that position.
I want to play the round just one more time, or the beginning of the round actually, and want to point something out. And maybe it's me who's old, you know, it's been a long time since I played Counter-Strike, so both of you feel free to correct me. We see the Molotov go down here. We see Jukes also getting blinded. He starts spamming into the Molotov, right? The Molotov is down. Him getting blind in that position, Peter, isn't his only job at that point to not shoot, basically, and just bank on the fact they're not coming through. At the end of the day, he's giving up his position, and he's making that defense significantly weaker. There's a Molotov in front of him. Odds are anyone coming through that are very, very slim, especially at that timing in the round. I feel like that's... I wouldn't necessarily call that inexperience and be like, you are inexperienced, but to me, that seems like a little bit of getting over-eager in a position like that. You have to play calm.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the one to play anti-flash at this point, like with the guy jiggling. But I think the reason why he decides to shoot is because the Molotov is quite shallow. So there would actually be a case that he could be seen from inside the pipe. So I think that's the reason he's doing it. And I also think that he probably up until this point, I'm not sure if we saw it, probably did play anti-flash. And then as soon as the molly gets dropped, that's where he probably turns, and he probably expects people to come through because his teammate spots him at so late inside the round, right? So I think it could have gone both ways. I don't think it was too bad. I mean, it's surely in the details, right? But I think it was a good point from Martin to say that, you know, he did give up his position, and that was also where G2, they capitalized on the information. And throughout this game, I think G2 played with a lot of patience, and they played slow and played very well off each other. And this was just like the beginning of when things started to snowball for them. So a very good round.
I think shooting there was not the mistake that we need to highlight, the micro mistake, but the fact that they didn't do anything after that, and they just sat in the same positions without double swinging or asking for a flash from a rotation. I'm not sure if there was any, but just being stuck in those positions, well, in Counter-Strike, if you're holding angles like this, you're just asking to be punished, and especially with Mattis asking for the flash from Sampayos. Well, the man delivers, and he cracks the side open.
It's always, you know, paying attention to the detail. As you said, the Molotov was a bit shallow as well. It's not to single anyone out, you know, but at this level, that's also stuff that will get punished eventually. Now, speaking of getting punished, Nerds was having a great game. A form that we hope he can take into Ancient, I guess, if we want a competitive game here. We spoke about it coming into this matchup. Ancient, a map where both teams feel like home, a map that both teams have a habit of picking in against other opposition as well. I know we prepared a little bit right here, Stuko. You looked at a round at the game against Bait, round 9, I believe, just to showcase the viewers at home what we maybe can expect from FUT coming into Ancient.
Yeah, when you look at a team like FUT and you expect 4 rookies, well, this is going to be just the aim fest and they're going to rely only on their aim. Well, that's not the case, especially here this round. We have a little bit of a delayed mid-take with a double HE from Donut to the cave entrance, which perfectly counters Sizzy, by the way, on a low HP, and then delayed flashes from window to allow Jukes to grab a pretty swift double kill. Then Krabeni gets a kill in cave on that soften up Sizzy. It's a pure masterclass. And what happens in a 2v5 situation, you have to block the extremities. Longs here, filling up his responsibilities, perfect play in his role position to block top ramp immediately with a smoke, not allowing any counterplay because T's know that somewhere CTs are weak. B side is that place, and Longs doesn't allow any counterplay to happen whatsoever. I love seeing this, and FUT, I'm pretty sure they have a lot up their sleeves on Ancient, and that's why I'm pretty worried for G2. I wonder how this will go. It's going to be a close game.
Believe it or not, I also came in prepared to this segment, you know, knowing that we're going to play Ancient. I want to show round 22, and I think you, Peter, you're going to appreciate this, because to me, this is kind of what FUT is all about. The fact that they're willing to risk it all at this moment. This is from the best of 1 opening game against Bait. 11-10. It was 10-10 before this. And Peter, they go into a straight B rush. There's a Mac 10 in play, a lot of utility flying in. To me, this is what FUT is all about. The willingness to take the risk. If they feel that B rush is the right call to make, it doesn't matter if the scoreline is 4-4. It doesn't matter if the scoreline is 11-10, or maybe even would have been 12-11 at this point. You see the attitude from Krabeni here as well. That is what FUT is all about to me. energy. And I think personally, if they can bring that kind of energy in against G2 right here, then Ancient should be a map that they most definitely can win.
They need to, right? And it's one of those things that makes it so hard to play against Foot, because when they decide on something, then they do it fully, 110%. Like, they're not going to back off, and they're just animals. They're going forward, and they're not going to be stopping. And I think, you know, this round specifically was also in their first game, and you know, it's good to see that a team with rookies, they have the guts to go for it in the moments where it's actually needed, because it's when you have this change of pace, and also in the crucial rounds when it gets really close, that you gotta be daring to make these type of decisions. And a massive call. I mean, like, one thing, it could be coming from preparation that Birinha and Coolio has been doing, but it's also about feeling out the game. Like, you usually, as a player and as a team, you go into a game and you create this narrative of how you want to be approaching with your game plan and everything, but then you also got to be looking at how the game flow is happening, right? And you need to be thinking a little bit about, like, how did we play the previous rounds? Did we play it slow? And then all of a sudden, you do like a snap of the finger, you do a little bit of a pace change, and I think that's what we saw here.
Make no mistake here, G2 is a formidable opponent on Ancient as well. The win history they're having is very, very strong. They only have 2 losses recorded on the map in the last, I think, 13 or 14 times they played it. One against Spirit, 13-11, one against Bedboom. That's not to be laughed at all. Nerds, highest rated player on the map as well, so I can definitely build the case for G2 here as well. Martin, it's time again to consult your gut feeling. We've been trusting that throughout the day. What is it saying by now?
There's no gut feeling. I need to save my pickems. So G2, please get it over the line.
Are you doing for the pickems, huh? What about you, Peter?
Let's go pickems, G2.
Let's go Piggims, let's go G2. I'm super curious to get this game underway. As said, we had G2 taking on Foot on Ancient. To those of you tuning in right now, depending on where you are in the world, this is the final map in a best-of-3 series where the winner will advance to stage 3 at the major. So everything is up for grabs right here for both teams. We're heading to a break, and once we are back, it's with Ancient. Do it our time for both teams.
Bro, you're baiting every round. Talking about? I had so many trades. You're trading anything. You're miles away. I carried you. Tell me one round. Hold on. Let me pull up CS stats. Oh, wait. My bad.
You suck.
Settle your debates. Search your profile on CS Stats and turn on tracking to see all your games.
Double peek, he's getting his shot. Unbelievable!
Something special to pull up this deagle, and that's exactly what happens.
Katowice! We are back!
I'm behind you, turret, bro.
Guys, please.
What?
Don't push to do things, just. And let's play how we have the setup.
Yeah, but we need to be a bit more ready overall. They know we are 3 on A. They will probably take
okay,
space.
if they hit B, it's fine. We had good setup.
It's good.
Matheus, you go short, you control water, okay?
I'll check, wait.
I'm coming now, Ilus. I will raise smoke side, okay? Careful. Top
Insertion is here, okay? Short is here, I have short for you. I'm more if rotation.
Ilus, I will give you the bomb, okay? I will give you the bomb. I hold bridge for you. Hold headshot, Matheus.
I'm
planting for Evan. No?
I have headshot. I'm leaving headshot now. I'm leaving headshot now.
Mango.
I have short only now.
I have left side. Alvaro, can you hold water for me?
I can.
Water out.
Water one. And second guy is Monster or with him. He's not gone,
I'm in the right now.
I'm heading on short. I will go help you soon, okay?
There's one guy.
Unknown.
No gun. Time to push, but we don't want to push. We want to fight, but we don't want to fight. Like, let's agree on one fucking thing and let's try to follow it, please. If we want to fight, let's fucking fight. If we don't want to fight, we not fight, okay? Like, just be fucking confident. Okay. Let's try to reset, guys. Everyone is tilted and everyone is frustrated. Like, I don't want to see that. That's something we agreed on before we come into this stage. We don't want to be frustrated even we are losing. I want to see that we are fucking fighting, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Come now already, Nikita. I have banana first contact. Wait. I have banana. I feel like hold that short and come. Banana there, one. Get him more, one more.
I have long. Nice.
I move Nikita.
One more banana.
Symmetry and carry big guy alive. Nice. Last is Dukes.
I have long.
It's big guy.
Long one. He's holding. He's not moving.
He's still deep. Nikki, come join me to first banana. I have bomb here. Still long. I don't see. He fall back to toilet. Yeah, Nikki, I have toilets from banana.
Yeah, I will pick off you.
He's got toilet. I fall back. I have bomb. I'm running back. You can play Nikki. I have banana. Okay, I have toilets. He's stepping banana.
Nice.
Good job, boys. Nice.
Nikita, take.
Nice, Alvaro.
Nice, take Alvaro. Давай, let's go.
Well, Foot came in fast to this series. They took their first map of Anubis, although it took some work, and G2 showed up big time on Overpass, winning 11 straight rounds and shutting it down. All in the end, we end on Ancient. A nice middle ground map between two very strong teams, two very worthy teams, and to be honest, two teams I expect to see in that third stage. The only question left is who takes it today and who goes there flawlessly. Tonight we find out. Coolio on your screens just saw him trying to untilt his team as Foot came in very loud to this series, but they have been humbled. They have somewhat crumbled and they have gotten quieter as the game rages on.
Yeah, tensions were certainly high back on that previous map of Overpass. You saw frustration setting in, some rough mistakes, just looking at a little rougher around the edges. They started on such a strong foot back on Anubis, right? Playing off of each other well, everyone on the same page. And as this has gone on, that condition deteriorating for Foot. G2, meanwhile, it's been stable throughout this entire thing. Nearly the unlikely comeback on map 1 after a massive deficit. Quick turnaround on Overpass. Now the score settled here on Ancient. Stage 3 right round the corner for one of these teams.
It does indeed feel like G2 are favourites when you just consider the experience across this team, right? This is Foot's first major for 4 of these young players. And while we know they can be explosive, they took their first trophy this year as well. We still have limited expectations when it comes to these high-pressure scenarios. Can they break through come the end of the night? Juice is here, holding his own. Boosted player, Demon gets one, but then there's a Julie's knocked off and Heavy got on pistols. We've already seen a lot of that this evening. He'll keep it up.
Vai ser o retake.
Hannah just handed off a flashbang. Gonna try and use that to set him up out in the spawn, and that's a beautiful sequence. A very well-laid plan for G2. Oh. And now using some of Foot's own util against them. Cemetery chasing ghosts as Hunter just plays to evade.
What a perfect repulse from Hunter. Gets that flash for his teammate, not even used, and then just walks away in Temple. Wins this round from staying alive. Love that recommit back in CT in the post-plant. G2 still pulling moves out, and Hunter, big smile on his face.
We've been speaking a lot, you know, about composure, about kind of stability looking to be the goal for G2, and I think that pistol round was a really good showcase of that, right? You get the double entries out of Heavy God, but it's by no means a done deal at this point in the round. Still, Inimit's the bomb plant. Inimit's trying to get set up in their post plants. Hunter hands off that flashbang and goes on to do this.
Yeah, G2 have been really good at pulling back 3v5 super quick in this series. Sure, you know, two fast trades, you know, not exactly a normal 3v5, but they don't let those disadvantages hold them back. Well played post-plant. And pop through the smoke. Well, that one not as much. That is ugly for G2. CT smoke in their face. They try and jump through. And like I just said, a 3v5, now even again.
Yeah, and where the last one was all about quick trades, you know, these are entries on completely different players. You've gotten away from those two guys that climbed up heaven. And now Heavy God gets out behind enemy lines. They don't know. He's going to collect a couple more. Can't quite finish his meal. Lonks, at least with the trade. But G2 now have info to play with. Second player spotted. Low health for Lonks. It's this fight worth all the marbles. And Krebeni, he's missed this timing. Just cleared it deep out towards the spawn. Second shot of redemption. He's dealt with nerds on the scale.
Oh dear, not considering at all that some bias could come back up from spawn, and one shot is all it takes. Can't connect it. Bomb committed. Lonks 3 kills deep, but he's going to have to get tricky to win this clutch because a straight up aim battle would be some bias's surely. Lonks doesn't have anything going for him here. The smoke can cause some chaos. That's your hope. But a wallbang could even finish the job.
Mas o cara lembra onde ele guardou. O cara vai
ficar uncertain as to where the Spaniards disappeared to. And there's the wallbang. It's close, but it's not quite on the money. Gets back on the bomb for a fake again, but this is just damage here for Lonks. He cannot win this round. Some bias converts, and that is a straight-up 3v5 out of G2. I am shocked that Foot don't realize Heavy God's crept into the bomb site. He found a close A main kill and started moving. But they think he stays in main. They don't re-clear big box. Shocking to see. And it's going to cost them everything here. That could have been an early upset round. That would have got Foot screaming if they found the force. And they're getting frustrated, Harry, because it's a rebuy in the third.
Yeah, it's a very frustrating round to lose, isn't it? Ooh, no, it's delayed it by a second, and that nearly cost him his life. Lucky to still be in this one, up against another force for Foot. You've at least got the info. Almost wonder if that was the slowdown, right? Because it is weird to have gone for this force buy again. He saw that smoke down at elbow, though, and it gave him a moment of pause. So now you know what you're up against in this round, at least.
This is a huge opportunity for Foot to break G2's money in buying up after losing a 1v1. But it also comes with such risks that we could be seeing Foot 4-0 down on the CT side of Ancient. If G2 can just hit this execute right. So smokes come in. Lonks his rifle here.
Good catch. First man in, dealt with. Not before Hunter was able to get rid of that site player. Teammates shuffle in, Mattis back turned, cleared in the cave. Krebeni playing it forward on the SMG. Bomb dropped, Krebeni just hounds him down. Key double for him on the MP9, and Lonks there to help him. Rifle out of the long side, money broken for G2. Just risky gamble with the force pays off.
Love to see Krebeni coming in confident and running at them. He has now matched his frags from overpass, and we've seen 3 rounds. That really paints a picture of how dire that previous map was for the captain of Foot after carrying back on Anubis. So huge show time here from Krebeni. And that money is broken from G2, so worth the wait.
I think, you know, weaker performances for captains often come when frustrations are getting high. You're having to micro a little bit more. You're having to manage everyone else. Less time to focus inwards. Krebeni was the source of issues back on overpass, but we were crediting him map 1, saying he's one of the best fragging IGLs we've got.
Lonks, that's one hell of a shot to open up.
The long side gets assembled quickly, and Krebeni's dealt with cave. Sure, G2, good positions here, chance at the bomb plant, but far from comfortable. These smokes are up right now. You've got a couple of seconds to try and get yourself comfortable.
Heavy got Armless Eagle back behind the site. They're going to start scaling in. Mattis feels like he has to peek through that smoke, and so Heavy God looking for a lineup or looking for a smoke. They spam him through. Heavy God trades places, disappears in the mist, fake on the bomb, looking for a kill off this defuse, and now they start to stick. That second player is also locked out, and this wallbang is doing nothing. Foot just stick it in the site, and Sumpires has to walk away. It is Foot back to back. one foot after the other. Long's looking solid here in this third map. Very keen, and he has absolutely redeemed himself in this third. Ooh, scary. Jukes blocks Donuts, and this 1M4 revealed in middle.
Yeah, looks like Foot want to try and make a bit of a move here. They were 3 strong over towards B, but wanting a few more eyeballs to go check on mid. They try and trade the map control out. Sure, G2 have middle, but we've got ramp. Double setup here. And with Heavy God lurking in red, either in positions to try and cut down rotations, or they plan on rejoining him a little bit later out here in middle. Missed timing. Juke's got whiff of something there the second time around. Still, Heavy God's been able to escape. It's the ramp player taking contact next. This crossfire is brutal. I don't know how you're meant to get through this, trying to come out cave.
Maybe you're not. That will help. Crosshairs drawn back. They don't turn to backside. Krebeni gets away with murder in B. 4 kills from the captain, showing them how it's done on this CT side. Nobody looks. They killed 2 players. They thought the site was clear. That's G2's undoing, but they can ride it off. They lost the money control early in this game. Now they have guns back.
Não adianta ganhar aqui perdendo.
Looks like it just took too long to adjust after getting past Longs. All the attention of both players coming out cave side, fixated on him. So an early timeout, Saw getting involved. It was on the back of his timeout that we had the turning point for G2 on overpass.
Bateu.
And he's going to use the full breadth of the clock. No one else saying a word. It's time for the coaches to talk here on map 3.
Vamos ver. E 15 para voltar nossos 10 que a gente tinha posto. E depois a gente... Amanhã é outro dia. Vamos ver, agora é comprado da G2 de novo.
Right, both teams have guns. Middle just got a lot more exciting.
Tô fudido ali já.
Jukes gets full mollied out in that corner, but no jump on mid from G2. Focused on B. Blocked both sides of this lane. Execute, are they really gonna go?
Not left much to the imagination here, right? It's a lot of util, a lot of players spotted by Longs. Good smoke spam for Hunter, but there's util here to try and buy a bit of time around this bomb plant. Long smoke gonna fade. G2 are looking for the space here, trying to play for these post plants. Heavy God needed that real estate because now this site gets really, really small. Some Pious rushed down and Nerds left out of the action on a backstab. But bomb away from him and only 50 seconds to work with.
Oh, rough for Sampaias. Poor guy. He gets mollied off default, tries to plant back in the open. Then they need the long smoke. He has to get off the bomb, look for the fight, all while Foot are putting pressure on. And then everything fades and no bomb plant can be put down here for G2. They would have loved that money with the lost bonus building. But Foot just keep the pressure on the entire time on that B hold. And pushing back in on cave. Heavy God tried his best, but Demon, 2 fantastic kills on the smoke fade.
Só tristeza.
And Foot go up to 4.
Just kind of can't highlight how impactful that 2K was from Demon, right? If Heavy God's able to get past him, suddenly they've got long control. They have a post plant. Suddenly Nertz has way more time as well to work his mid lurk and would have been in that post plant with Heavy God. That suddenly becomes a really tricky round, so a super impactful double kill out of Demon.
Oh, he's happy with that one. Lonks loving watching his captain right now, 9-3.
Engraçado, mas dá pra sentir a frustração, né? Foda.
Despite pistol for G2. Short-lived celebration. Not much mid-control in this game. G2 do it silently this time. They just walked out the elbow smoke. Good read, but Fudon playing risky there. Again, just jiggling in donuts. Offering this position up, trading it for info. Demon just throws everything in the middle. Ready for a punish through the smoke. It won't come.
Surprisingly lacking on util here for Foot so early in this round.
Os caras vai começar a avançar, não tem necessidade, cara. Joga safe.
But a double setup to get past, and the lineup for Krabeni, the bait and switch, not even needed. Lonks just sits there,
safe, marca a posição.
Watches his captain snatch this round away from G2. Mistiming there. Heavy God gets out with one on the Deagle. How much more costly can he make this? Look to beeline for that AWP. Demon won't let him get it.
Dude, what a turnaround for Krabeni. You're getting map 1 Krabeni all over again. Just absolutely disappeared. Coming back with so much impact, calling shots as well.
I think that likely speaks as well to a bit of a better vibe within the team, right? You're seeing them energetic like they were in the beginning. Ideas flowing, looking on the same page. I think, you know, whenever your captain's putting up big numbers, it always just feels like it improves their read of the game.
Yeah, well, self-fulfilling, isn't it? Winning makes everything
better.
Quando
eles rusham, que a merda dá,
feeling it right now, find to make moves. That's awkward, but it doesn't matter. Nerds misses the shot and Jukes ducks right under on the smoke. Looks for a second. Heavy God finally has said it. He's had enough. 3-on-3.
Hey, considering this was, you know, kind of Nertz's map where he really leapt off the page and made a name for himself back in the day, he's been getting wrecked out towards middle, really struggling to find his impact. But eyes set now on this A play, and Foot are out of position.
Esse cara acho que vai ser B.
Symmetry and can't blame him. They could be
Agora
anywhere
acho que o
right
time
now.
vai começar a rodar. Ó. Rodou da B pra A.
Smoke down. He's no longer playing Temple, so just trying to delay bomb plant with that Molotov. Heavy God's low. He must wait. Oh, careful. Heavy God just about dodging it.
Aí tá no cheiro, no cheiro.
G2. Flash for Lonks. Do they wait for Demon? They certainly might now.
Heavy God tá miado.
Two flashes coming out, and Lonks now looks to play it forward. Low health for Heavy God. He was living on borrowed time. Some pious 1v3 being asked for. Worried about Donut, worried about CT, knows where everyone is, but that does not make this clutch any easier. Foot on a 6-round CT streak, holding their own in these retakes as well.
Piecing that together so nicely. Every bit of util purposeful. The final player trying to find a one-on-one quickly, and Sampaio's given nothing. Suddenly 3 players on his screen. Foot just trading out so nicely, and Demon, those 2 retakes where he has found double kills has absolutely changed the game. Foot full control, 6 rounds in a row here. No sign of them stopping either. Not seeing G2 really brawl in middle. Foot, the same story. This time gamble on B. As G2 threw a lot of util early, throw a cave smoke, make it look like a rush, but with Mattis wallbanging, Foot call it off. They send Jukes back. Knowing this is only a fake out right now. Demon, if he dies for nothing, Foot are in trouble.
Nice, yeah.
Hear that util. Demon spotted on the jump. Might not even hang around to fight this. Mattis, that double could have ended the round before it even gets going. Now on to a late retake. That's what Foot are going to have to attempt with Krebeni so far out of the action. We've got 2 smokes here for this retake. Bunch of flashbangs too. First one comes out over towards main. They're going to save the next for that bomb, but it might never make it that far because Heavy God nails the first 2 players around that corner. It's a 6-round streak broken on the back of this A hit. Gotta love what Heavy God's giving you, man. Everyone else kind of struggling right now to find their footing in this game, but not that guy. High impact double kill ends the round in its tracks.
Oh my god, the disrespect. One way to... Ooh, Hunter called a B-rush. One way to rob a kill away. I wonder if they're going to throw that same cave smoke that was just part of the fake last round. It forced a 4th rotation from Foot, but if G2 do throw it, how will Foot react? Only 2 strong on B at the start. G2 just go for it.
Yeah, straight through the util. Nade finds good damage, but now you need the rifles to deliver. Line up for Krebeni. Lonks his turn, doesn't get anything done. Cemetery, as he began this rotate, able to pluck 1 out of the herd, but now he's feeling pressure. Has some relief as Demon moves in, and these rotates have just been bailing each other out. It's Heavy God, though, the big threat, the big man. What's he made of? 1v3 as this one gets going. Goes back. Smoke dropped in his way, and Heavy God gets iced out. Feel like he has to be the hero right now for G2, just trying to buy time for the rest of the team to get switched online.
Very nice try for G2. They just eat utility in this hit. The HE bonks them, the flash full blinds him. Krebeni even lets it expire. This has multiple kills on his screen. And of course, Heavy God, they throw everything at him. Double smoke as he tries to go back for the bomb. No way to win that round on his own. Yes, you did, but it all worked out. G2 timeout here as Foot respond to their single gun round in this game. What a level up from Foot. Consider how demolished they just got on overpass. Past the 5-0 start, it was a feckless game.
And if you're Foot right now, you've got to be telling yourselves, you know, keep your head screwed on. Don't get ahead of yourselves. This isn't the time to be taking any wild risks. If you win this one, G2 are broke, and you've solidified a very strong half.
Well, Krebeni is a nightmare to deal with right now. He's 15-5. He's pushing through his own smoke in the cave. We've also got the orb. Oh no, just looked away. Was trained in on Heaven. Careful. No one's here yet, but they're about to all start swinging together. They line up for symmetry. Krebeni comes through on Heaven, and it is poetry in motion right now for Foot. 4 kills in the blink of an eye. What looked so wrong went so right.
Heavy God's been the only guy with output. 15-8, doing everything he can just to keep G2 in the conversation.
Impossible.
But you look at the minimap, you tell yourself, this is one clutch too far. Shut down in mid as soon as the smoke fades. And now looking like a very strong half for Foot in this 3rd and final map.
Cannot believe that. The perfect counter. And Nert is shocked. G2. Got a heavy hand here come the end of this first half.
Esse moleque grita pra caralho, velho. Esse Launix aí.
Foot have absolutely banged them out. Is there any salvation in this T side? A feels almost predictable, but not the Foot. They're very scared of middle right now. G2 have done a good job of drawing their attention. The AWP isn't even on this. There's 3 players in red. Sure, these rotates will be quick, but right now there's no one here to stop them.
G2 are fuderam já.
How long does Demon hold this for? Because Mattis is waiting in that smoking donut and might just cause chaos. He's just heard players run on past him. Lonks and Demon get their entries.
Good luck.
So now you're pinned in. You are stuck in the site. Starts to feel so small when you're trapped in these positions. Battling back, it's Heavy God looking down the barrel of a 1v2. Much needed, but he can't get a grip on it. Foot mop up 9 rounds on this CT side. A runaway half, and now just rounds away from a flawless run into stage 3.
4 rounds. Vamos ver lá enquanto isso. Equador. Não ainda. GG. Aqui tá, parece que tá... Vamos ver, né? Esperar pra ver. Mais um gol do Equador só, por enquanto. Acho que pelo menos 10 a gente volta, né? Aí a gente tenta fazer os 10 virar 20 de novo e 20 virar 40 e assim vai indo. Ou perde os 10 ou não ganha nem esses 10.
Stewie's on his own, but look at the time! Look at the time, there's 7 seconds of got the bomb! They're trying to build pyramids, but there's no more play! Stewie's won the round, we go to overtime!
Well, the youngest team at this major looks to make an impression right now. 3rd map of the series, and it is a wash. Foot on the CT side of Ancient, showing up in a big way right before midnight and sending G2 to bed. This is a 3-0 game, winner straight through to the final stage. And can you believe it? It's the major debutantes doing it in style.
That they are. This is after having a comeback from a dominant turnaround on overpass, getting wrecked in that head-to-head. Coolio trying to keep everyone on the same page. Not necessarily telling them to reel it in, but telling them to do it together.
Whoa! Almost a fourth. Right there for the taking. Hunter has had a phenomenal series as an individual across all 3 maps now, and that is one way to reignite. Captain shows them how it's done once more. Triple kill headshot from Hunter, and G2 reason to fight.
I think Heavy God's likely just happy to have some support in this as well, right? Sure. Finally, another teammate entering double digits. It's Hunter with a big mow down in the pistol. Without that, this series was going to be over. And G2 would have gone through to play tomorrow, but now the chance reopens, an opportunity to try and save themselves on Ancient.
I'm surprised to see this first.
Oh dear!
Round. That is a backbreaker.
And after the win in the pistol, you're finally feeling like things might start looking up, but boy, do you get slammed back down to earth.
They've just done it again, haven't they? That's why this team is so exciting. That's a almost nonsensical force, right? Getting a Galil in round 2, getting 4 Tech 9s. They didn't get that previous particularly close. And foot force up, they run out middle, they find a double entry off Demon. One hell of a statement. That's both pistols in this third map for G2, and foot win force buys.
I think it makes a lot of sense to want to be exploiting mid right now. Nerds has been completely missing throughout this entire game. Couldn't find his impact T-side. Had some of these lurks get off when Foot weren't playing for the mid control. Really struggled to do much with them. And the rounds where he did face combat, the rounds where he did get stuck in mid fights, never panned out for him. I think you want to be taking full advantage of that. Usually Nerds is such a force to be reckoned with in this part of the map. But not now, not in this game.
I mean, show me that double entry. Was that just full speed out middle, first timing with flashes from Zhugs, and Demon gets 2 kills like it's nothing. G2 not expecting that. I don't even know how he makes it look so easy. What a fearless team this is. Doesn't get quicker than that. Blink and you miss it. This is Foot 3 rounds away.
Falls up for G2 around the saved guns out of necessity. But as they lose opening fights on every end of the map, Foot are in full control.
Oh, there's no respect right now from Foot. Krebeni is 20-7. Demon 17-7.
And Nerds is dangerously close to having to remember the name of the team that get him a frag movie. He will break the curse. Second kill found, but it will just be a save here, you'd like to think. Other end of the map, bomb going B, out of position. And so this rifle is all G2 are going to have to work with up against 11. He is still committed to his timing on the backstab.
Yeah, if they offer up a quick kill here, can run in with it, but needs that prerequisite. And it's not his game, is it? Walks right into the angle, launches on the line. 11-4. G2, they want both pistols here on Ancient. They have nothing to show for it. Third round force from Foot. Remember the back-to-back that got them in? Well, they do it straight away on the T side.
This type of a scoreline gets way uglier when you take that into account. Both pistol rounds. One rifle round in this game for G2.
Oh. When you put it like that. Great nice show of resilience, right? I think at the beginning we were, not of this series, but a few months ago we were worried about Foot in these high-pressure moments. You know, would they choke? Would they crumble? They proved they had it in them at EPL, managing to play in front of a crowd and give us good games.
Meu irmão,
winning out in the quarterfinals there. Shocking mouths while they did it. They went on to Bucharest, took a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, that is why this team was kind of so hotly anticipated. That's why they've garnered so much attention in 2026. Just the idea that, you know, some squads, it can take them years even to build up into those moments. Sometimes it's not the same set of individuals, right, that started a run as the ones to finally break through and close on one. But with Foot, it was just straight away an adjustment to being able to hang with the top dogs in high-pressure moments.
Opa.
And so this is an earned victory, shut down out in middle. A series that went the distance, one where Foot gets swept and frustration was setting in that second map. Big questions on if they could bounce back from it, but boy, did they. Looking like the team that started this series by the end of it. And that's Foot flawlessly through into stage 3.
Just a phenomenal run from this team, the youngest team at the major, their first major on 4 players. They forge a path through the major stage into stage 3. This is a squad and a core that has been together for over 2 years. It has been a grind for Foot, not just making it to a major, but making it through into the top 16. A phenomenal story, a phenomenal uptick in performance across this year, and a phenomenal shutdown of G2 come this third and final map. When you factor in Anubis in the pocket of this team, clearly prepped for the major, they are starting to look like a serious threat.
Yeah, for G2, you see some disappointment at the end of this one. Didn't have the fight in them to take it the distance. And so now, even though they're meant to be one of these safe bet teams for stage 3, they'll have to keep fighting and earn that spot.
They will indeed have to fight and earn that spot. However, Foot in this game made no doubt whatsoever that they were the better team over the course of all 3 maps. Not gonna lie,